That's all, folks.
You requested it, so we rewound.
Previously on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture.
This is not a test.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Give me back my face! Oh, that's nice.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Face, and we're glad you guys have joined us today. We got a special episode. We've got Mr. Black Crown Comics making his first appearance with us here today. But before we get into that, let me go ahead and bring in my co-host. Go ahead and start it off. Bring in Mr. Key Issues. What's going on, Keith? How you doing today?
Man, I'm all right. I'm all right. Enjoying this wonderful Monday. Sitting back, relaxing. It's good to be back.
Right. Well, we're glad to have you here with us, and we're glad to be back on the air. You know, we missed a couple weeks with some things, so it's nice to be back doing our thing. So let's go ahead and get Hyper in here.
Wow.
Wait. This is awkward. I never actually had to sit through my entrance while being on air live.
Talking over his intro. What the hell?
Oh well,
I
I mean,
let it play out.
but
I brought
thought
you.
it was.
I brought
but
you
I
in
thought
as
it was-
convenient.
Yeah, but I thought I was going to be brought in after the entrance gets played out, not during the entrance. That just made it very awkward for me.
Man.
It's like I'm just watching the
Well,
thing.
listen,
And,
you'll
like,
survive it. It'll be okay. You'll survive it. Just for future reference, know that next time we're going to go ahead and bring you in during your intro to make it nice and smooth.
all right.
All right, guys. Our special guest, last but definitely not least, Black Crown Comics, making his first appearance here with us today. Let's bring him in.
What's up, guys?
Black Crown, how you doing, man?
Very good. Yo, Hyper. At least you got a video. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know,
well,
right?
but he snuck me in. Like I was about to do some shit backstage, and then he pulled me in. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll wait.
Saw you giggling in the corner.
I was hoping to catch you doing some weird shit backstage. That was the whole point.
Yeah, no. But on a real note though, I'm really happy though that you're here, man. Like for those of you that don't know, that I've actually known Black Crown for about, I would say, it's been over a year, right? About. Yeah, we've actually kind of he's actually from my area in Montreal, and it started off with us basically shopping at the same, I guess you could say, comic shop, and then it just formed into a good friendship. And actually, some of the guys in the chat right now, it's the same deal. So yeah, man, that's kind of how I know this dude, and I'm sure he'll tell us a bit about himself.
Yeah,
For sure. Well, my first experience meeting Black Crown was through Instagram. I had actually followed him on Instagram. I didn't know that you even knew him or anything like that, but I followed him on Instagram, and he started doing some stuff that we'll get into here in a couple minutes that I thought was really cool. And you know, we started communicating there and everything, and you know, obviously with with you knowing him and everything like that, like it just seemed natural to have him on the show and get him introduced to the community and find out what he's all about. So, I mean,
I'm honored to be here to begin with, and definitely, man, the community itself is what really is. It's what it's all about. Since I started, I think I've knocked up, like I put up Instagram, the Black Crown account. It's been like a couple months. I would say no more than like 6. And ever since then, man, the community has really come together, and it's cool to see how much everyone supports one another. For me, that's just like, especially with this horrible year we just had of COVID and everything, like,
right.
You find some true people in this community, man, and most of them are even in this chat, man. But I'm real happy to be here.
For sure. I mean, it is nice. We really do have a great community. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not flawless by any means. There's people out there that are always, preying on other people and everything like that. But for the most part, like, this community really tends to stick together and support each other. And, it's great to see that. And, we're glad to have you here on the show for sure. So, let's jump into it. Let's find out a little bit about you. Let's start with, the obvious, I guess, how you initially got into comics and everything. What made you start collecting?
Well, I think it's pretty much the standard story for most of us that grew up through the 90s. I was watching my YTV cartoons up here in Canada, and we had our X-Men cartoons. We had the classic Spider-Man cartoon, and it all started with the whole Spider-Man Venom stuff, and I was like, yo, I'm so hooked on this. And God bless my aunt. I swear to God, she actually took me to a comic shop for my first time. This was I was maybe 10 years old at most. And I say God bless her soul. Technically, it should be no bless her soul, because the first comic I bought was a Venom comic. And I was hooked ever since. I mean, there was always like the in and out, right? Like, we all go through our phases and stuff, like prior to launching this. And I mean, like 5 years ago, I gave up music too. So that was a thing once upon a time. So in and outs of comics.
For sure. I mean, it happens to all of us at some point. There's a lot of different reasons that we jump out of the community and the hobby for a while. Yeah. But it's always great, especially now you're seeing a lot more people jump back into it, and just maybe it's like the nostalgia effect. I think that has a lot to do with it, because like you said, a lot of us, when we were kids and everything, we were watching X-Men and whatnot, and that's what got us into it. And then seeing the MCU and what they're doing, I feel like that's gotten a lot of people to jump back into the hobby of collecting and everything like that.
For sure. The MCU definitely did that, but like I've noticed, I think everyone has, since the pandemic hit and like shops closed down and all this, like people rediscovered the hobby. People first discovered the hobby for the first time. It's like, yo, it's just booming right now, and I'm loving it, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, speaking of, like Instagram and everything, because that's, like I mentioned earlier, that's how I had, initially come across you and everything like that. You do something on Instagram that you've done a couple times now that's really cool.
Yep.
You've set up these different sort of bracket contests that are, voted on by, people that are following you. The first one I think was, I believe it was writers, correct? I'm sorry, it was artists.
Yeah, it was the artists.
Yeah. And then the second one, you did the top comic companies.
Yep.
And it's a pretty cool concept to see the different brackets. And I we've talked, and you said you have more planned for the future, but in talking about everything going on with the show, you had some interesting stories regarding some of these, you said.
Yeah, no. So to begin with, I mean, when I first hit up Instagram, I was like, yeah, I gotta figure this out. You know what I mean? I gotta come up with something a little creative, and I did see
Right,
some
right.
people do brackets. I think even Hyper did a bracket, King of the Ring tournament, right?
Yeah, I gotta get back to that. Your stuff actually motivated me to do it again. I mean, one of these days I'll do that again. But yeah,
Oh, did
Sure,
Hyper do one? Nobody pays
I,
attention to his ass anyway. So.
Yeah.
but I actually, as Hyper mentioned, we have like this little chat with a couple of dudes that actually collect throughout Canada and somewhat the States too, and we talk literally daily. I could honestly say that these guys have all become my best friends, and like I said, some of them are here in the chat right now, and I had one of the guys reach out to me. It was Vulture Kai Comics, and he's like, "Dude, sports, man. You know sports. Why not do something original?" And I'm like, "I just don't want to do the Batman versus Superman bullshit. You know what I mean? Like everybody does that. So, like I don't want to do that kind of bracket." So he's like, "What about comic artists?" So I'm giving him full credit, and I'm like, "Dude, you're onto something. So let's do this." So I did it, and I kid you not, it gained a lot of attraction. The artists themselves were inboxing me like, "Yo, put up this cover because I don't want to lose next round." I'm like, "Okay." So it was cool, like so quickly that it picked up, and I was noticing I'm getting like 1,000 votes. I'm like, "Yo, I don't even have 100 followers. How the hell am I getting 1,000 votes?"
Right.
Yeah.
you got some heavy hitters that actually hit you up right when they saw your bracket. Like, what was it, like John Boy Meyer?
Yeah, John Boy was actually very, very interactive, and that's what I was trying to say about the community. It's just it's cool because like John Boy was so interactive. You have Nakayama, who was like super interactive as well. John Jiang, man, he is the coolest guy. Like no joke, messaging me, and I was like, man, I was just like, I don't want to say starstruck, but like I was honored, man. It was a cool thing.
No, I get it. I mean,
sure.
it's always cool when people that you admire their work, they kind of hit you back with something that you've done and kind of give you a tip of the hat.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, when COVID hit, it hit hard. A lot of the shops, they were closing down. So I'm like, shit, I can't even get my books anymore. So I end up, you end up spending time in your own collection, and then you're going online, and you're like, shit, okay, I got to find these online shops and whatnot. And that's actually where I ended up meeting a good chunk of you guys. And I'm acknowledging the work of these artists on the covers, and I'm like, shit, I didn't know these exclusives existed. I didn't know this existed. I'm starting to discover more. And I'm like, okay, whoa, hold on, man. So I'm discovering these artists and doing the bracket. It was overwhelming to see them reach out. So it was real cool. And I am going to definitely keep it going. I try to keep it themed. Like, I just finished the NHL playoffs.
Right.
Dan Habs lost last night, but whatever. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that.
Hyper was hoping that didn't come up at all because we were having a discussion about that.
Oh.
So I was going to give him a little shit because I was rooting for the Knights.
Yeah. Face is a Knights guy.
Yeah, but my son's favorite team is the Knights, so I had to root for them. So
I got my West Coast team, and I stick to them. I'm loyal. It's the LA Kings, even though they have the hardest. Like they're just not doing so well.
Right.
Give them love. We still support no matter what.
Hey, listen, it could be worse. You could be a Leafs fan like me.
How do I sign out of here? Hyper.
Listen, I'm a Flyers fan, so it is worse. All right, like it's as bad as it gets.
Yo, Flyers are great though, man. They have a good team. So does Toronto.
Yeah, maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But no, I like I said, when I first came across you, it was the brackets that I took notice to and everything, and I thought it was a great idea. And I think I had started, communicating with you. I believe, in regards to that and everything. Like, I noticed that during the course of it, there was different artists that were, like would comment or like the promotional pictures that you put up and everything like that. And it was really awesome to see that.
It was super cool. And like I said, send me suggestions in the inbox, and like I remember there was a round where John Boy got knocked out, and he's like, "You should have used my berserker." I was like, "Oh shit, sorry."
You're talking about that.
Well, you know, it happens sometimes.
Yeah, no, but he was so nice, man, like the whole way through. And then I ended up doing the NHL bracket because the one for the artists was for the it was the NCAA tournament, and I was like, okay, you know, let's roll with that one. Then the NHL came, and then Euro Cup is there, which is still happening. I might do another one. Keep an eye out. But I ended up doing the comic publishers, and I'm like, okay, you know, let's give a shout out to also the ones that throughout the pandemic, man, like they brought some serious heat, and I don't care what anyone said. Indie fucking killed it. Like
definitely.
Boom Studios, Image, man, Behemoth. Like Behemoth brought the heat recently, right? So
yeah, they definitely did.
It was cool, so I'm like, you know, let me put these guys, you know, and I'm sure they're gonna appreciate the exposure, and they did, and they were bringing their people. I got a little boost of followers. I think I hit like 400, but I'm still getting like 2,000 votes. I'm like, how? What's going on? But yeah,
that's kind of crazy.
They were fucking. They wanted to win, man. And he knocked out Marvel in the bracket. I don't know if you guys know that, but that was
the upset. That was
crazy.
That was the one that shocked me.
Yeah,
I was just like, wow, Marvel's gone. But you know what though? Like honestly, and as much as I love Marvel and everything, I don't think Marvel was gonna win that anyway in the end because it actually baffled me. I had a pick that I thought was gonna win it. I'll be honest, especially with the way that the brackets were set up. I was like, oh, Boom's got this all day. Like, there's no way Boom's gonna lose this. They're on the opposite side of Marvel, and that's really the only one. So when fucking Marvel got taken out, and then Image ended up beating Boom, I kind of feel like Image probably would have somehow ended up winning it. Like, I was so shocked when Image won. I was like, oh my god, Image won that shit. How did they beat Boom?
It was wild. And people came out to vote. It was just wild.
That's
I don't know.
The thing is,
people spoke.
Look, all due respect to Mad Cave, like, and you're right, Face. I don't think Marvel was gonna go all the way, but of all the indie publishers, they were like, they were the least likely, in my opinion, that would have beat Marvel, and they were the ones that beat Marvel that round. So that was surprising.
But Hyper, literally, like right when I launched that, Nottingham picked up some serious fire that week.
Yeah,
and I was like, I think I know where these votes are coming from.
I mean, it makes sense. And like Mad Cave's definitely put out some good stuff, and you know it's awesome to see that they had their their supporters there and everything like that. So it's definitely cool. Whenever, like you said, the artists, the companies involved and everything, it interactive with it and jump into it too. So it makes it interesting. You know, I don't think anybody saw Mad Cave beating Marvel. I don't think anyone would have put their life savings on that shit, but hey, it happened.
Wow.
I mean, So, do you have any? I know you have plans for future brackets. Do you? And you don't have to spoil it here and tell us or anything like that. But do you know what the next one is set for?
Not entirely. I'm still thinking it out. We did do the artists, but there's a lot of artists that were not on there that I think should definitely be on there. So I might be coming back. We might get a different round. I was thinking of going with the young guns, meaning all those artists that are up and coming that we're finally hearing of. Definitely put them in front of that bracket and let's see who takes it. And there's gonna be no one that is like favoring, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Todd McFarlane. Like, no.
Right. Well, that's cool, man. Definitely. I can't wait to see the next bracket, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to follow along because the results tend to be pretty interesting. So
yeah,
for sure.
Gotta vote.
Definitely. So guys, if you're not already following them, follow Black Crown Comics on Instagram. Hyper or Keys, one of you guys want to go ahead and drop the link in the chat for me?
Have you actually given me a wrench yet on your damn channel?
Oh,
listen, you know what? I don't think I have, but here's the beautiful.
So then, how the hell can I
this.
give him a?
Okay, here's the beautiful part about this because Keys, I believe Keys can actually make you a blue wrench too.
All right, let's see it.
Oh, can I?
I think so.
Well, shit. We'll figure that out for the next show.
Right. Save that for next time.
So then, Keys, you might have to drop Black Crown's link because Face doesn't trust me with the administrative power on his channel. So
I know how your head swells up and everything. We gave you a belt, and Jesus Christ, look what happened.
What happened? Hey, listen, I made that belt prestigious, and I'll be taking it back in the near future.
And thank you for emphasizing my point.
Hyper, if ever you want, I mean, we can do some tag team titles.
Oh, there you go.
This friendship just got a whole lot deeper.
So could be seeing a future appearance over on Tony Sanders' channel. Maybe a run at the tag team belts. Who knows?
But I just want to give a shout out because I just saw like the most savage comment from Marvel for the artist that no one is favoring. Yeah, 100%. And I bet you he loses in the first round.
Oh, you know what? It's funny too because Liefeld, man, look, he gets so much shit, but man, he really has done a lot of good things for the industry and everything. But my man can't really draw feet. Like he just can't.
Hey,
nothing wrong with it. It just is what it is. I can't draw for shit.
No, but here's the thing with Liefeld though. I kind of find he has like that cult of personality thing where as much as we kind of give him a lot of flack, on the flip side, you have a lot of diehard Liefeld fans that will go to war for this man. Like they'll support this guy. So, Keith, you're one of them. He's not even saying.
But
I was just dropping the link.
Like he definitely deserves it. I mean, he seems like he's genuinely a really nice guy, you know. So I mean, he deserves his fans for sure. And he just can't draw feet. That's all. You know, it is what it is.
Yo, Keys, I don't see a link though.
Oh, that's weird. I dropped it. That's weird. Let me drop it one more time just in case.
For sure.
Boom.
Wait, are you dropping it on StreamYard or on YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's all.
Come on now. Come on.
So while Keys is working on that for us, and we appreciate you doing that for us, Keys.
Should we give should we acknowledge the chat while Keys is doing that?
Absolutely.
All right, so
let me go back up here and I'll start highlighting. We'll start at the beginning to stay high to a few people. We're getting into it a little late. I always forget shit, so.
All right, so first up, Dan De La Torre, Silver Age Guru. He's actually going to be on Spinetix this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to be dropping some Silver Age knowledge on that show. So.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely want to check that out for sure.
Jason, Bleecker Street Comics, friend of the show and a presser in Ontario. So if you're in Canada and you need some pressing, hit him up. Tim Sinkovitz, another Canadian. What's up?
And we're glad to have you joining us today.
I don't think Face is going to be doing a Dynamite pick of the week, Tim. So sorry to disappoint.
You never know. You never know what's coming on the new comic book day and the free comic or FOC picks.
Spinetix, speaking of which, I was actually on their show this past Saturday with Face, who made his Spinetix debut. He actually, I think, closed out the show at 6 a.m. So
I did. I actually managed to make it the whole time. I was half asleep and high as
That's
shit.
the thing.
I was there.
Like there were certain blocks of time where you didn't say anything, so I figured you just took a nap or something during the show.
Listen, I wake up very easily when I hear my name being called and everything like that. So that's why I just keep the avatar up there that I can just fall asleep here. As long as I don't snore, it's all good.
It's easy to do a marathon like that when you're off camera. Keys to everything. What's up? He's in the panel and in the chat. What's up?
Damn, it's like he didn't want to say hi to you, Keys.
Speaking of one of the homies, Vulture Kai, one of the local guys here. Another local guy, Bricks Comics. Yeah, a lot of these guys, I knew them at the same time as I knew Black Crown. There you go, 4 for 4. Marvel. Actually, Marvel is in Ontario, but he's not in Montreal. He's like further. He's in he's in Ontario, not in Quebec. My bad.
He's somewhere in space, dude. That guy's the Watcher, man. We all know him. He knows everything.
He's the dude that seems to pull out back issues at ridiculous prices, I find.
Yeah, we gotta go visit his town, man, because he finds.
I'm glad he doesn't live in my city, though.
I want to live in his city.
He'd clean our back bins dry. Comic boot dude from Ottawa. What's up? Nowhere Bound.
Dude.
Omega Red. Sorry you couldn't make it on Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Ah, that was good. Wow, that was witty as hell.
Hey, let it sink in. Let it sink in.
I see what he did there.
I am mad.
We got some international flavor. Spider Comics from Down Under. Down Under being Australia. For those, when I mean Down Under, I don't mean like in the basement or something. Chris Pineda, another dude that we've known from our group.
I like how you clarify that it's down under overseas.
Because sometimes people might not know that Down Under meant Australia, so I don't want people to think he's like some cellar dweller or something like that. So I just want to make it clear.
You're turning this into a real CSI case all of a sudden, man.
I think that's it, right, for the chat?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much through the chat pretty much. I think we hit everybody for the most part. We got somebody. So guys, let's talk about some stuff that's been going on for the last little bit and get your feelings on the current events or fuckery and shenanigans, whatever you want to call them. But let's jump into the whole. I don't even know what you want to call it. This stuff that's going on with Bad Idea. Now, me personally, I've been a fan of all of the Bad Idea stuff that I've gotten so far, and I've gotten everything. NEX been a great read. I love Tankers.
How was that whale book? I haven't read that one yet.
I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. Like it wasn't bad. It was it's a one shot. So not a whole lot of commitment to that or anything like that. You're not looking on jumping on for the series or anything. And they do have a bunch of one shots coming out. But apparently now the news is, and I'm sure you guys heard that Bad Idea is done. It's over. They're gonna release this final 5, and then that's it. What are you guys? What are you guys feeling on that? Black Crown, let's go ahead and start with you. What do you think? Are they doing is there some kind of bullshit nonsense marketing ploy, or are they actually just done? Or
I think it's a publicity
stunt.
I don't. There was a lot of hype behind like when ENIAC came out. Like everybody was going bananas for it, and people were paying out the gills. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get one. That's for sure. I ain't paying like $100 for that one.
Right.
But I just think this is all PR stuff. I hope they stick around. Apparently, everyone telling me that's reading their stuff is that they're really enjoying it. I haven't even bothered to dip into it because it's way above my pay grade.
Yeah. And, the interesting thing about it is because just according to their business model and how they're set up.
Yeah.
So the way that they have released everything, it's basically been all on pre-order. Everything had to have been essentially pre-ordered before it was even printed, sent out, any of that stuff. So it almost seems like from go they were on sellout, at least at the retailer level. You know what I mean? Maybe the retailers weren't selling everything, although they probably were selling almost all of them, but they were selling out on the retailer level.
For sure. But so I mean, like,
business model was set up to a lot for making some profit on that. They should have been doing okay as far as that goes. So I don't think that was the issue, that they weren't making money or anything. So I kind of got to agree. I think with you, I feel like it's sort of like a publicity stunt, but
it seems that way. Face, I'm being honest. Like,
yeah, like I feel like we'll see them disappear, and then after the release is like, good idea will come about or some shit.
Yo,
You
copyright
know what I mean? Like,
now, man. But
yeah, it's like,
sincerely,
like
even
after that last one, boom, there it is.
yeah. But what I was trying to say is that even for us here in Canada, I don't know how many of you are up here in Canada, but like scoring a copy is just almost impossible. You can't get anything. So, I mean, I think maybe their business model is not the best. So this is probably a PR stunt. That's my honest opinion. They're cutting out shops for upselling and stuff like that. And, yo, literally everyone's upselling nowadays. Ever since COVID, it's wild. So
Right.
and I do hope people, come back down and get back to the whole sole reason why we started collecting comics is definitely to read. And like I explained to many people, it's like, I get it. You're the retailer, you're the store, and you're gonna sell your book on your shelf at like $30, but you're robbing your future client. You know what I mean? You're gonna cut him out right there because he can't afford to read his Spider-Man book. That 8-year-old kid is just.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's real dicey. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen, but I mean, it feels like a wait and see type of thing. So.
Yeah.
Keys, what do you think? I know you've been buying up some of the bad idea stuff too, right?
Keys is in Canada actually getting bad idea books, actually.
Right?
I have my sources, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But no, it's a conspiracy. I'm glad I'm not alone in this thinking it's just a stunt, because there's no way, man. There's no way. I think possible rebranding is probably the way that they're going to go here. But good idea would be a sweet name, though.
It is a good idea.
It would be pretty, or like pretty good idea, satisfactory idea,
mediocre idea.
Level up every couple months,
Right.
Phenomenal idea.
That's it.
Keith, question for you: like, are you getting your books mail order, or is your LCS actually picking up that idea?
So, now I'm gonna sound like newbie. Big Comics now. No, there's one location in Hamilton, one shop in Hamilton that is getting these books or ordering these books, and I just happened to be on the. I happened to contact them and be put on a list, so they have like a little pull box for me, and then they just drop them off at my local location, so I don't have to drive an hour away to get them. Nice. That's how. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, for sure. And guys, just in case you haven't, the comment on screen, Bleecker Street Comics. You can check out his website. He's got a lot on there that you can check out. So, and he's a hell of a guy. So definitely, if you're looking for some comics, check out with him. He's got a lot of stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw that in there, man, because Bleeker's a great dude. So.
Yeah. Just with that comment, you could tell. So good for you, man. Seriously.
Right. Like he's a hell of a guy. So definitely going to whenever he says something like that, you gotta emphasize it because that's what it's all about. But yeah, back to the bad idea stuff. Like the comics, and the thing is, because the comics were good, I would really hate to see them go. Like personally, I feel like there's more story to tell from Tankers and possibly some of these other ones that are coming. And they've had some good stories come out and everything. So it's almost to that point where like you think like a marketing ploy would just kind of piss you off, but in this case, I'm hoping for it because I want to see him stick around. So
I hope they go into more printing for us because I'd love to read it. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've been killing it. So, what can you do? We're all just gonna have to adopt, I guess, a wait and see attitude and just watching for what comes next out of bad idea, good idea, mediocre idea, whatever idea it is.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you said there's 5 issues left, right? So everyone's gonna be hunting the hell out of this. Like
no, 5 series, not 5
issues. Okay, 5
series.
series. I thought it was 5 issues. Like that.
So there's 5 different series. Let's see, 2 of them are one shots. I want to say one of them is a 5 issue, and I think the other 2 are 4 issues. So I think that's the breakdown. But I will say this. The images and the previews and stuff that Bad Idea put out on those final 5, especially for me, like the Odin's Eye looks fucking amazing. Like the art on that, the artist is also doing another series. I forget which one it is offhand. But yeah, the art on it is just incredibly detailed, and yeah, I just
the pre-sales on those pre-sales on those 15 issues, they're pretty high already. I think I'm seeing some of them like going for like 150 for just the 15 off the jump.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. They. I mean, it's. I think the most common ones that I've seen were around like 120 for the set of the 15. Now there was definitely higher prices, and I'm sure there might have been some lower prices out there, but 120 was around the set or around the price that I was seeing, and then, of course that's US, so probably 150-ish Canadian.
Yeah, that's like $10 an issue.
Yeah, for us it's a little lower. It's like $8 for an issue for us, but yeah, it's still kind of. But I will say this though, on the other hand, with Bad Idea, like their print quality has been completely worth it, even though I don't think the cover prices were that high. Their print quality has been fucking amazing. Like the pages are beautiful. Like the paper that they're using is great. The covers are, it's a cardstock that's actually pretty high quality.
Yeah.
So
here's my issue with Bad Idea though. I just don't like the way that, and maybe it's sour grapes because I didn't get a copy myself, but I'm not a fan of the actual way they're going about business. It's almost like you're artificially trying to create the scarcity in your product, where
exactly
I kind of find that.
doing.
But that's exactly it. But I kind of find that if the product speaks for itself, let the market decide. It's almost like you're manipulating with like the quantities and your own little checklist of what LCSs have to do in order to qualify for the program. There's a lot of, to the point that you're basically left with like a very finite amount of shops that are participating in this program. And
I just want to point on that, because this is what I don't understand. I don't understand how it's beneficial for them or for the retailers, because technically it's just a secondary market that's going to capitalize. So it's like shooting yourself in the foot. I don't understand it. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's my issue with it. It feels like they're supposed to be the primary market, but it's almost like they're almost kind of contradicting themselves. Like they're putting these rules where they're trying to make it so that you can't order like double copies and all that, so that you flip it on eBay. But at the same time, you're creating an environment where it's making it like hard to resist for people to flip it on eBay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but dude, somebody like myself or yourself, the only way we can get it is through fucking eBay. So
yeah, it's like if you really are against people basically gouging the market and using your book to kind of profit, and you really are about the readers, then make it so that like it's a bit more accessible. But the way that you guys have put up, you guys mean Bad Idea, that you've put these roadblocks, you're kind of incentivizing people to kind of like once they get the books, because like when I saw the first issue of ENIAC, off the jump I'm seeing first prints go for $200-300. You're telling me that some people weren't tempted to just flip it even if they did like the issue that much?
Oh like, yeah, for sure. I mean, I got it. I was tempted. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so
like damn,
it feels like they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. Like they're saying like they're doing things like it's almost like they want to do this whole marketing thing where they feel like they're going to curb like these aftermarket sales, but at the same time they're kind of encouraging it at the same time with these little roadblocks. So it's just and plus and that's the other reason why I'm not picking up these issues. Look, I work full time. I already have a pull list. I don't have time to basically go on a side quest to find comic books. Like I don't need to basically meet this guy in the woods and then fulfill his objectives, and then that's the way I'm going to get an ENIAC #1. It's kind of bizarre.
Honestly, that's sorry. Go ahead.
I was just, well, for the people in the chat, just so you guys know, there are 17 locations in Canada that carry Bad Idea comics. That's it. Only 17. 3 of which are the different
Quebec.
babies. 0 in Quebec.
In Quebec, we got a big 0.
Huge 0.
Yeah.
I got to ask a question real quick because I know what I went through, and Keith brings up or Hyper brought up a really good point about the side quest thing. What was your dealer also in a cave, Keith? Because that's where I found mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keys had to talk to 5 different villagers to find the right shop.
Oh,
yeah, I feel like that's really what you had to fucking do. Because honestly, I had to call around to numerous shops in order, and I did this way beforehand. It was probably pre-COVID when I ordered ENIAC 1, and I was calling around to all kinds of different shops to try and find it and everything, and I couldn't find any information about it or anything. I finally found well, no, actually I had found one website that had it very early in looking for it, on pre-order and everything, but I'm not going to put them out there or anything. It's a very big website. Everybody knows who the fuck they are, and nobody wants to use them. But unfortunately, because at the time I couldn't find it anywhere else, like I had to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even in my case, like Black Crown mentioned, there's none in Montreal. So I was like looking maybe if there's an online option of possibly getting those books. There's like a shop like out all the way like in Edmonton, which is like further west for us. They were willing to ship out Bad Idea books, but in order to do that, I had to basically be on a pull list with them with 10 other issues or something in order to even be called. So it's like almost like, okay, what's like, at that point, it's like another hurdle. You know what I mean? So
I think for me, the one reason that I could possibly fathom that it's not a marketing ploy is because maybe like the system that they used seems very heavily dependent on pre-orders and stuff like that. So maybe they just misjudged like what they would get as far as pre-orders and whatnot, because there's a very large portion of the community, believe it or not, that doesn't sit and watch YouTube videos about comics and everything like that doesn't do FOC and everything. They just go to the comic book store and pull some cool ass comics off the shelf. That's all they want to do with it, and that's fine. And those people, they're not messing with Bad Idea at all because they don't know anything about it. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be one of those things, like we've all said, it's going to be a wait and see what happens in the future, where they go, if they disappear, who knows. But I'm sure we'll hear more from some of the people involved at the very least. You know what I mean? So,
Black Crown, you were gonna say something, I think.
Yeah, no, like you were just saying, like there's a huge part of the community of collectors that just they don't FOC. They don't even know what FOC is. I didn't know what FOC was pre-COVID, man. Straight up, like there's no lies. It's I guess the old school in me, because yes, there's a bit of white hair.
Oh God.
But I would walk into my shop, just pull them off the shelf, you know what I mean? Or like, you got a few shops where you're like, yo, okay, put me aside that 1 in 25, and that's it. But to FOC, I didn't know about that. And then FOC was introduced to me, and this thing just took over. And I feel the whole market itself has shifted through COVID. And that's now the new way of ordering comics. So, Bad Idea, you know what I mean? If it's not working your way, it might be time to look into Review's world, for all I know. I don't know.
Start looking at some good ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's move on from all the bad ideas into something that I don't know. I guess we'll see how it turns out. Let's talk Venom, and more specifically the comics and what's been going on there. Bad idea, good idea, who knows? But it looks like, for the moment at least, we have a new status quo in the Venom series, and a lot of people sort of jumped off the Dylan Brock train or whatever here not too long ago, only to find out that I guess now maybe they have to jump back on it because it's looking like that could possibly be the future of the character. So,
Yep.
what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good idea to make Dylan essentially the new Venom, or do you think they're going to change it up?
100,000%.
What's that?
I'm all for it. 100,000%.
There you go.
Because guys, look, I'll be honest with you, okay? Donny Cates did a phenomenal run for Venom. I think it was great. There was some snooze fest in between, but the King in Black run, I'll be honest with you, I had my theory on how I thought it was going to end. I was close, but then a couple of guys went and put up a spoiler, and then I started hunting Micronauts. But yeah, so I had this whole concept, and it's just, I think it's time to start developing the young in the future because it gets very redundant. Like I can't get through ASM anymore, and that's my guy. You know what I mean? Like Spider-Man's been my guy from day one, and I just can't do it anymore. Like I read the current run, and like it's not working. So
you're still on the pull list?
Yeah, I still collect it, but I will not read the current run.
You're like in an abusive relationship right now.
Yeah, that's really what it feels like.
I know the feeling, man. It's still on mine. I can't quit it.
Yeah,
I keep wanting to.
But I don't know. Did you guys all read Venom? Because I don't want to spoil it. And if anyone,
I'm a bit behind, but
only
but,
the cool people read Venom.
Right.
He's saying that because he knows that I didn't read Venom yet. Listen, I haven't read it, but being on these YouTube shows at this point, I kind of have it somewhat spoiled for me already. So it is what it is. I'll still read it, but I mean, I kind of got the gist of what kind of happened in.
I still think like we've already got a preview now in Venom 35, aka 200, as to who the big bad is going to be coming forward, right? So, yep, exactly. This is a jock, eh?
That's the jock, baby, the young jock.
Right.
But
did you say young jock?
Young jock.
No, the rapper didn't do that cover.
But anyway,
so in it.
We got a glimpse as to who's going to be the big bad, and I sincerely think that if Dylan is going to be Venom, well, on the other end, we just might get another youngster to be developed, and I really think everyone should be putting at least some chips into a future Franklin Richards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me personally, I liked it. Before I get into my thoughts on it, though, I want to go ahead and Keith, I know you're a big Venom fan, so let's get your thoughts. What do you feel about what they've done in Venom, where they're going, and everything like that?
Man, Kate's did me dirty on Virus. Putting all that aside, though.
Shout out to the jury.
Shout out to the jury. Yo, they coming back too, guys. Though. But
bro, I
thought it was well done, man. This was one of those, you need this transition for Dylan to develop this character. We already saw what he could be in the future, like potentially Codex, and if he goes down one path. And now we see him with this relationship with his father, and this Venom literally is him following his father's footsteps. Is it permanent? Most likely not, but it's definitely because as soon as he sheds that Venom symbiote, that's going to be like his coming of age. That's like I've evolved into something different, not the evil path, not the way my father did it. I am now something else. So I'm really fascinated in the future of this character. I think it's cool temporarily. This is a sweet Venom that we just got, but I want to know what happens next after this.
I just want to point out something you mentioned, because sincerely, I thought, like I said, there was a spec I had that just didn't fully come to be, but I really thought the way it was going to end was, obviously we were going to get Dylan in the symbiote. I feel like you knew that setup was coming no matter what. It was going to happen. But I really thought that Eddie Brock would probably stay dead, and just not dead, but like in the hive. And that was his way of communicating and guiding Dylan as the Robin, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the new Venom. And now the way they have it set up is kind of cool. But ironically, like I said, spoilers. I don't know if you guys read it, but Eddie cannot, like, he can connect to any symbiote, but they'll. So I think it's going to be a cool concept. I'm curious to see what it's.
Yo.
Yeah.
What happens with Sleeper? Where's
he's
Sleeper?
there.
He's there, and he's just F's off. It's just like, oh, this ain't. And you're like, come on, man.
He'll be a
I think
sidekick.
Sleeper.
Yeah, he's gonna be a sidekick.
I think Sleeper's gonna blow up.
I think that's one of the
Extreme Carnage one shots.
Might be. I think there might be one. I can't remember offhand. There's a shit ton of them. But we actually had a question in chat that we'll go ahead and address now. Yeah. So the new writer on the Venom run is going to be Al Ewing, and Donny Cates is going over to Immortal Hulk. We'll get more into that in a couple minutes.
It's Al Ewing and Ram V.
Yes. Yeah. Al Ewing and Ram V. So they're taking over on Venom, and like for me and just my personal thoughts on it, like this is right in his. It seems to be right in his wheelhouse. Al Ewing seems to very much enjoy cosmic, sci-fi settings, and he gets that with the symbiotes and the Hive and the way that Eddie can control them and everything like that. I feel like we're definitely gonna see Venom jumping through dimensions because like you said, they teased the next big bad, and we know that kind of plays into the Ultimate Universe and everything like that. Al Ewing loves the body horror stuff, which Venom, there you look at the artwork that they did on Immortal Hulk, and you can see similarities with how they can do the art on Venom. You guys have mentioned the possibility of it being a short-term thing for Dylan. One of the cool things is that Dylan already had powers going in, and even if he does end up, like let's say he's not going to end up being Venom, like somehow Eddie like loses connection to the Hive or whatever, and he gets the symbiote back. Yeah, I still feel like they're going to do something with Dylan. It would make sense if there's plans for Sleeper, all the other symbiotes that are out there, and there's fucking plenty of them for Al Ewing to have a field day with. So I'm looking forward to it. I've liked the Immortal Hulk run. It almost feels like it's kind of slowed down a little bit in the later issues, but I guess we'll just go ahead and jump into Immortal Hulk also. For me, like it felt like it slowed down a little bit in the later issues, but now I'm almost kind of wondering if that wasn't intentional, knowing like maybe that Donny Cates is coming in to Immortal Hulk. So instead of maybe the storyline playing out like it was originally planned to, maybe they're setting stuff up for Cates. There's a couple characters that I've been looking at that I like for where it's going. I mean, we know fucking Cates is a hype train. So, him taking on Immortal Hulk is going to probably send a couple books through the roof.
Yeah, because I think we had this discussion where Cates seems to have like an MO of he likes to kind of almost show off his history of Marvel knowledge, and basically he'll bring back characters almost like you could almost call them like E-list characters that people weren't even aware of, and then he'll basically dust them off the closet and then show them, and then those are the books that people are looking for in the aftermarket. So I'm sure that when he takes on Immortal Hulk, it's going to be a similar situation where it's almost going to be like the most obvious picks aren't going to be it. You're going to have to look for these obscure characters, like and I mean,
well, you never know, because like there's characters that are available, especially through the Immortal Hulk run. There's a couple characters that are available that look like they could play the sort of I guess null role for the Immortal Hulk run. And I'm going to be honest, a few of them that I've looked at a little bit have been more fleshed out than Null originally was when Cates took over. But again, I think there's a little bit of a difference in it, in that when Cates took over Venom, it was right after Jason Aaron had did his run, and I think he was intending essentially to leave Null as like sort of just this nameless god that he used in the Thor story. and Kate saw an opportunity and ran with it. I think Kate's won't have to do as much building and setup, because like there's different characters available. Universe X touched on one of my favorites right there. Obviously, the One Below All. It just makes sense. We're wrapping this shit up really fast, and they haven't on Immortal Hulk. They haven't really got into the whole shit with One Below All. So, kind of makes me wonder if they're saving that for when Kate jumps in. You know what I mean? Like, there's like what 2-3 issues left of Immortal Hulk, and it just seems like the resolution of this storyline is going to come around really fucking fast.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones, in my opinion, like that you could look at from Immortal Hulk. Possibly another one. I'm not sure how they would do it, but another one that I kind of like is like Worldbreaker Hulk. Just because he was sort of a weird introduction. Like they introduced that version of a character, and I know they were kind of showing like future events and everything like that, but they went nowhere with it. Like there was no real point in any of that. So it kind of seems like, why did they introduce that character to just do nothing, or that version of the character? Maybe we could see an alternate version of that one. Another good one is one that actually just got introduced. If you got the one shot, Time of Monsters, there was, I guess, the original Hulk.
Oh, from that 4000 BC or something like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of that story, he just kind of fucking walked away. They never ever say what happened to him. So, you would assume he's still floating out there somewhere. He's a version of the Hulk, so he's got to be immortal, right? Yeah. I mean, that seems like it could be something. You never know. A couple of those characters that they introduced in one shots, but some of them got taken care of pretty quick in that one shots. He made it out of it, so that's kind of interesting to me. What do you guys think? Have you been fans of Immortal Hulk? Or are you gonna pick up the new Kate's run?
I mean, I'm gonna pick it up. Like as much as Kate's gets some flack, for his execution. I guess I tend to basically pick up anything that he writes, because I'm for the most part I am a fan of his. I mean, I think sometimes, if we're being honest with ourselves, sometimes I think the speculative side takes over, and then we get a bit disappointed when certain outcomes don't play out the way that we want them to. When in actuality, the breadcrumbs are already kind of there that we shouldn't have been. I mean, look, obvious example was that virus thing. I mean, when we saw like the guy with like the scotch tapes and all that, it's almost like we kind of, I think, may have built that up a bit more than what it should have been. And I think sometimes Cage takes too much heat than he should in those scenarios.
Black Winter.
Right.
Yo, don't talk to me about that. Here.
Hold on. Wait. Oh, wait. Listen, I've gone on the record, and actually, this is not exactly an out there prediction, because even Kate's actually mentioned it on Twitter. But I mentioned that like when Black Winter was off the table for a bit, I said this is not the end of him. Like, you just watch, he's gonna come back.
But all that I could see it happening in Hulk, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
What, Black Winter coming in Hulk?
Yeah, man, watch that shit happen, man. Like, honestly, it's Kate. There's no surprise. Like,
yeah, you never know.
I'm being hopeful.
I do expect them.
Right.
I do expect them to do more with Black Winter. That storyline just ended really abruptly, and it just seems like some fucking Kate's type shit to bring back Black Winter here in a few months after everybody's sort of like, oh yeah, it's dead. Nobody wants it anymore. Boom, he'll show up.
It just look, just the way that character was introduced. Like, he basically bitched out Galactus, which is not exactly something that's very common.
Easy.
He did. And I know Galactus is your guy face, but
Yeah, I wasn't happy about that, man. Galactus is not a fucking stat point, okay?
Yes,
he's one of the OG big bads.
But exactly that's to my point. You can't just introduce a character like that did what he did to Galactus, and then he's suddenly just off the table. It's almost like I'll just use an analogy in wrestling. Like when you let's say you bring in a guy like I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Undertaker's unbeaten streak that he had for like 21 years.
100%, dude.
Yeah. Here's the thing. There's always a talk about who should beat the Undertaker's unbeaten streak, because whoever beats it has to be worthy of beating that streak. You can't just have some chump beat it because basically it's almost like you're passing of the torch. So, and then they ended up choosing Brock Lesnar, but that's another story.
Are you happy with that?
No, I'm not. But
No.
but going back to the whole Galactus thing, the fact that this guy basically, it took only 6 issues and he basically took Galactus out. It wasn't even like a 12-issue maxi series. So
Yeah.
he did a lot in those few issues, and they took him off the table. It just makes this wasn't done by accident. This was done by design. He will be back, and people that were dumping their Thor 5s for like ridiculous. Like I remember a 9.8 was going for like $300, and then people were undercutting. People were basically undercutting the market, and they were selling them for like $100 at some point because I think they were panic selling. I think that's that wasn't the right move. Like if
I
you
still
had
see
your
them. No, I agree.
I would say keep it.
Especially seeing how it played out with the Dylan spec. Everybody fucking jumped off that shit real quick when King and Black ended, and Eddie was just fine, and it was like, okay, well, I guess they're not gonna do anything with Dylan. And then all of a sudden, wait, there's one more issue, just that quick. He snapped, so. Yeah, with Kate's, you gotta expect the unexpected.
Okay, so I want to ask a question then about the Hulk. So I'm sure you guys saw what was posted by Donny Cates. A fan asked the significance of the Thor. I think it was issue 6, the second print, where it's either Thane or Thanos. I'm not
Yes,
sure.
I saw that. Yeah.
With like a whole zombie of dead. So do you think this plays into Immortal Hulk?
I don't know.
For me, man, you know what? I'm conflicted right now as to where I think that's going to.
Because I don't get what Thor saw. You know what I mean? We never got that answer yet. So if they're swapping over, like Thor series now comes back. I think it's this week or this FOC, if I'm not mistaken. That we like Thor 15, because I haven't read the last like 3 issues.
It hasn't been out for a while. Yeah, it feels like.
But like since then till now, I've always wondered, like, what? Okay, Thor saw his end. What is this end?
The funny thing is, I don't think it's going to play. I could be completely off base on this, but obviously I guess the best theory would be that he's going to show up at some point later in Thor's series and everything like that, and they're going to play out how that storyline works. I do feel like there is an alternative possibility right now that could be kind of interesting. So here within the next couple weeks or months or whatever, there's a storyline they're getting ready to start, and they've actually done this storyline a couple times now. I think there's been like 3 versions of it. This will be the 4th one, which is the Annihilation storylines that they've been doing.
Oh yeah,
the final one apparently.
Right. This is supposed to be the final Annihilation storyline. What I think is interesting is there's a cover for Guardians of the Galaxy that has kind of I guess a lead-in to the next Annihilation event, and it sort of has a silhouette of somebody that maybe could possibly have a shape that's similar to Thanos.
Yeah.
So you never know, and the fact that he has that zombie horde behind him feels like a very Annihilation type of thing. So I don't know that that's how it could play out. It's possible. Who knows? They definitely have some different avenues to explore with that setup, and I think everybody got excited when they saw that image. Fucking Thanos there with the Infinity Stones, Mjolnir, the zombies, like that shit was badass.
Yeah.
I think I literally stocked up on at least 16 issues. Like I'm not even kidding. The second print, the wraparound. I love it. I just want it. And like I would find it at $2. I'm like, yeah, man.
And the thing is, I had no choice but to grab it in Paris just to get the full image because it was a wraparound cover.
Yeah,
right. It's a great cover though, so who knows? Definitely hope that that's a plot line that they revisit though, because I feel like there's a lot more there.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, let's talk about one last thing before we jump into the new comic day and the FOC picks. It's big. Everybody's watching it. I want to get you guys' thoughts because we've been away for a couple weeks. Get you guys' thoughts and feelings on Loki and what they're doing over there on that series and how you envision that playing out. Because there's a lot of theories about and we're far enough away. I feel like we don't have to worry too much with spoilers at this point. I'm gonna assume you guys have seen Loki, right?
Honestly, if you haven't, like, too bad.
Right, exactly.
Too bad.
Probably Hyper's about the only one because he's late on everything.
I actually saw
okay,
it.
so he's up to date.
Dude, I don't know if you were on cloud 9 yesterday, but I was literally in the Loki chat with you and Newbie yesterday.
No, I know. I just wanted to make a comment about you being late all the time.
Oh, okay. You just wanted to throw that in. All right.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, we saw this, and I don't want to, I guess, stamp it with an official label because obviously there's a couple different possibilities they could deal with it. But we saw what appears to be a female version of a character that is very similar to Loki. There's speculation that it's Lady Loki. There is other speculation that it's not, that it may be Enchantress, because of the name Sylvie. So, what do you guys think? Like, how do you feel about it? Do you think that's going to be an important factor?
Okay. I'll just say it right off the bat. I don't really have much. I mean, there's certain, I guess, reveals that I'm very vested in. In this case, I'm not really. This is one of those situations where I'll just let it play out. I guess maybe if you're kind of specking on the spec side, maybe you have a dog in this race. But it's like, for me, when the reveal came, I'm like, okay, let me just see how this plays out. I wasn't like, trying to see which book to grab or anything like that. It's just like certain reveals, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's an anticlimactic reveal for me. It's just one of those reveals like, oh, okay, cool, that's cool. Let me just see how this shakes out, kind of thing. I just found it really surprising that, like, I think I showed you guys a picture, like, because I had the J. Michael Straczynski Thor run back in 2007, like the first 6 issues. That issue 5 for the longest time was in my collection, and it was like a $5 book. As soon as that episode came out, it shot up to like $60, which I found ridiculous for a character that, okay,
White Vision all over again.
Well, here's the thing, though. I think this is not even going to go as far as White Vision. At least White Vision, we know that he's playing in future storylines. I don't know if this character, like, what's the shelf life for this character? I mean, maybe if they went the Enchantress route, it's a different story. But if it was like a Lady Loki, how much play can you really get, other than maybe like on the 2nd season of Loki? So
Right.
I just found it ridiculous that people were paying like that much for that Thor issue 5. So
yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm thankful that it's one that I had and don't have to try and get it, for aftermarket prices, because the way that they shoot through the roof is fucking insane. But whatever. It is what it is. I like the theory that it could be a mix of both. That's that's an interesting one. I like that. I could see them doing that shit.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, it just makes sense if they have Enchantress, to be honest. The Lady Loki's, Freaky Louie brought up a good point. Loki doesn't have possession power. And to have like an anti-Scarlet Witch in the universe, what I'm saying? Like a bad Scarlet Witch. Because Enchantress is Scarlet Witch. Have you ever actually seen the design? It's a green version of Scarlet Witch. I don't care what anyone says, man. It's like copy paste. It's like Mortal Kombat all over again with like Scorpion Sub-Zero. Like,
Noob Saibot.
So I'm just hoping that she can be used to flesh out more of the magical side of things. You know what I'm saying? More lore.
Yeah.
I think we're even supposed to be getting a Kid Loki in a future episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It looks like we will. A few different versions of Loki will probably cease to show up yet. So for me personally, I just wouldn't get too tied up in chasing down comics that are different versions of alternate Lokis.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying into that. But My gut keeps telling me to keep an eye on Mobius, man.
Right. Oh yeah, I mean, definitely Loki. It's worth it to grab some keys if you can do it, pretty cheap. There's definitely flip value there if that's what you're into. Because obviously, as soon as any other version of Loki comes on screen, that book's gonna spike because there's gonna be people out there that are gonna chase it down.
And you know what? All credit goes to Owen Wilson because he's basically elevating that character. I find.
I just wanted to say wow one time. That's all I want. Just one wow.
In the series.
In the series, just wow.
I feel like we'll get at least one. All right, I love this question, so we're gonna go ahead and do this real quick before we jump into the new comic book day and FOC stuff. Guys, one DC key that you want to grab real quick while they're cheap.
Go
ahead. Let's start with Black Crown.
What's cheap?
Wait, are we talking current or like any DC?
Any whatever feels cheap to you, like just personal opinion.
For cheap, I'm no lies. Of the current stuff, I'm putting my money into Yara, man. I think she's gonna get some money for us in the future if you're into that flipping. But definitely potential in her 100%. I mean, we saw the Titans trailer, Red Hood.
Yeah.
Right. So
yes,
I think those $30 books are about to jump. So get them now if they haven't already.
Right. Okay.
I would go with.
I like it.
Batman 106, Miracle Molly, just because I could see her standing in for like Alfred or being like a support character for Batman in the future. Because in 108 they fleshed her out really nice, so she has her own legs to stand on as a character. Personally, that's what I believe. So definitely that Miracle Molly and Static, man. I'd jump on Static before this train leaves the station because that is an underrated, underused character. And this Static season 1 that just came out was fire. So
I still didn't get it.
Yeah.
So I was actually Vulture Kai kind of was gonna give my answer, but the thing is, I'm not gonna pick this book just because it is a $100 book. So I guess you wouldn't call it a cheap key at this point. Man, there's not. And to be honest, I was gonna pick Yara Flores before Black Crown mentioned it, but I'm trying to think of another DC key.
But yo, Hyper, there's also another punchline. It was the Batman, I think 95 or 90. What was it?
Batman
95 was Clown Hunter.
Was her cameo. 90. I think it was 92.
Like 89.
89. Yeah, 89 was a cameo, and Hell Arisen 3 was considered her full appearance. And,
I'm sorry. 92 was her cover. My bad.
Yeah, 92 was the cover. Shoot. I guess you know what? I'm digging. Okay, so I'm just pulling this out of recent, just because I'm reading the series right now. But Nightwing issue 78, I think. Because me and Face were kind of talking about this backstage, where the whole Melinda Zuko character. I think, a lot of people are fixated on the Heartless aspect, but I think there's a bit more of a connection with the Melinda Zuko character as well. So I think she's a character that you might want to pay attention to, especially with that reveal at the end of Nightwing 81. So, and that book was already I think a $20 or $25 book at this point. So.
For me, Far Sector 1.
Oh, that's
Joe
a good
Moline's
pick.
first appearance. It sounds like she's gonna kind of be featured in the HBO Max show, and I think she's gonna resonate with people. She's an awesome character. If you've been following the Far Sector series, or if you're reading the new Green Lantern run, she kind of right now it looks like she's kind of the future Green Lantern because she's about the only one with a fucking ring. But I love her as a character. Don't get me wrong, I love Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz. They're cool, but Joe Moline feels more to me like she can stand on her own and kind of do her own thing. Just the character development they gave her in the Far Sector series was great. So that's my pick is Far Sector 1.
Do we want to address Brick's comment, Red X?
Yes.
100%. I kind of like it, man. To be honest. because
he's talking about the Red X one.
Yeah, I mean it's
100.
it's weird because I feel like he's gonna end up being a character that we already know and have seen.
But that's the thing, though. Like, who would be that character? Because it's almost like you got to pick up the Red X issue, but you also have to pick up the other first appearance of whoever. Yeah, and that's where the key is. Like, you know, people have the theories of who Red X could be, and it feels like this is. I hope this is not a Kindred situation where this is going to get dragged out, and we only find out who Red X is on the 50th issue anniversary of Teen Titans.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Where's Tim Drake been? You know, he's kind of sleeping somewhere right now, and he's got.
Okay, so here, look, this is all I want to say. I like I was saying prior about the whole ASM run. I got burned by Kindred, so this is why I look at Red X and I'm like, so help me God if they do the same thing like they did with Marvel, where literally Kindred revealed himself and spoiler alert, so you get 3, 2, 1 countdown, spoiling. Osborn, like I'm so fed up with this shit. So if Red X ends up being somebody we've seen over and over again, I think that's gonna be a big.
Red X is gonna be Alfred.
Yeah, I actually like this.
Could you imagine?
Red X. He never got his next. He never got his next step. It was just that was all just a ploy to slip into that Red X costume.
Oh man.
That would be fucking brutal.
So you guys heard it here first. So you know, if you can hunt down that Batman number 1 was it his first appearance? Alfred? No, I think he came a bit later on. But yeah, hunt down Alfred's first appearance if you wanna.
Yeah, I don't think you need to worry about that too much. Just feels like that's not gonna be the way they go. All right, guys, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think I agree with Unix. In general, DC books are slept on, just because DC is just it's just flying under the radar. It's people aren't really talking about. Although I will give DC credit, like I even told you, like one of my favorite reads right now is Nightwing, partly because of recommendations from guys in the community, and you know, and surprise, surprise, it's a title that's not involving Batman. Although I'm sure Batman can't help himself. He'll appear on Nightwing at some point.
I mean, it's Nightwing. It's almost fucking Batman to begin with. So
thank you.
Yeah, it is a Bat family. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but it's Tom Taylor writing it, so you knew it was going to be good from go. Yeah, I mean, we had that discussion. You know how I feel about Tom Taylor's writing it. Pretty much, if I find out he's writing it, I'm picking it up. So.
Which is why I'm picking up his Superman, and I haven't picked up a Superman issue in a while, and I'll be picking up Tom Taylor's Superman, Son of Kal-El, when that drops.
Yep. I got to agree. All right, guys, it's that time. Let's go ahead and jump into our new comic book day and FOC picks. You know, we like to keep it simple and short for you guys here, so you know we don't get too in depth with it. Obviously, if you're looking for a more in-depth review of the new comic book day picks, you can go check us out on Sundays on Newbie's channel. We get a lot more in depth with it, talk about a lot more of the books that are coming out. These are just a couple of our favorites. And if you're looking for something more in depth on the FOC, Sparks Comics Sundays at I believe it's 2, correct, Hyper?
Oh yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sparks does an FOC show where he goes over pretty much everything that's coming out. So, you know, definitely if you have the time and you want a more in-depth review of what's going on, check those out for sure. All right, let's see if I can get the screen up here without it giving me too much bullshit.
Don't worry, Unix. I'm sure one of us will talk about what you want us to talk about in one of our picks.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's coming up. All right.
Oh yeah. That's one of my picks.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into this one. I went ahead and put this one first because this one, when it showed up on my list, it showed up a little differently. It showed up like it's coming out on the 14th as opposed to the 21st. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe it may have got pushed back. Who knows? I don't know. But that's why
No. This is not like this is an FOC pick, not a new comic book day pick, right?
Right. Oh, this is an FOC pick.
Exactly. Yeah. Because FOC for this is tonight.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It is tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
The FOC.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. So yeah, this is on FOC tonight. So this is pretty much your last minute to get it in, and you know, you guys know what Kanto is. It's been huge. So
Yeah. It's just funny. Uniax is saying this is all hyper. Yeah, man. I've been on this series since day one. I still got my couple of copies of issue #1 cover.
Yep.
So
I hold on. I have to say it, Hyper. I'm sorry, but
no, go ahead.
literally, I think I owe Hyper a nice bottle of Jack or something when you come over. Simply
What
because the main reason why I started collecting Kanto was because of Hyper. He actually referred it. And he's like, "Yo, you gotta get on the series. It's amazing." And this was like right, like I said, when we started talking at the beginning of the pandemic and stuff. And I shit you not, man. I think I picked up like 4 #1s at like $1, $2.
Wait. I wasn't aware that you picked them up for $1.
Well, dude, there was a whole incident on one of our chats where somebody posted it for $1, and I'm like, no, fuck you, I'm taking it.
Wait, and this is cover, and this is not the late printings. This is #1 cover A.
No, it was the first one.
Damn,
that's
that's a steal. Hey,
it's all because of you, Hyper.
Hold up. Do you want to hear funny stories about keys of the Kanto #1? Keys. You want to enlighten us?
I'll give you the short version. I was in a shop looking through the back issues, saw this Kanto #1. Didn't really know what I was looking at. Hold up. In the shop.
Hold on 1 second. Now, before we get into the best part of this, please know that this shit happened live on air. It was fucking great.
Yeah. So I mentioned it on air, and then the chat destroyed me. Absolutely destroyed me. They're like, "Yo, you left this there," and they just went in. And I was like,
because
I gotta get this book.
I wasn't
Hyper
part
was
of
the leader of that.
Yeah, I wasn't a part of Newbie's crew at the time, and I think I was one of the people that was like, "What the hell, man?" It's like,
yeah, Hyper was definitely a leader.
So I got up early next morning. I had to drop the car off at a shop, and I walked about 40 minutes, almost an hour, to the shop, like to the comic book shop. And that was an adventure on its own. And I just sat there and I waited for them to open, man. And I'm like, I'm getting this book, and it was still there. Thank God.
Okay, well, thankfully it was still there.
At least you got it.
But no, I got roasted. Face still roasted me.
Yeah. But you know what, like I don't I kind of half jokingly, like, blame you, but the thing is, this is one of those series that I could see that it might still, even with the prices that #1's going for, I could see this book still being under a lot of people's radar, because the thing is, it's not an ongoing, it's like a mini series, and then it's out of sight, out of mind for a while, and then it comes back. Like, I'm not even sure if a lot of people were even aware that Volume 3 Issue 1 was on FOC tonight. So yeah, I mean, I know that this particular series has 6 issues in it, and I think the plan, it's an actual full miniseries. I think the writers actually kind of gave out their full plan for Kanto. I believe after this there should be another like bridge to Volume 4, and I could be wrong, but I think Volume 4 is supposed to be the finale for Kanto. But they even with that, they kind of alluded to the fact that there could be more into the Kanto-verse.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, Kanto's fucking great, so.
Yeah, and the news that Will Smith's production team is kind of spearheading bringing this in. I always keep getting confused if it's a TV show or a movie, but one form or the other, that kind of got this book some more heat. So I've been enjoying the series, and like I said, this is one of those, and it doesn't have to be like a very mature read. This is like an all ages book that I enjoy. It shows that you don't need to have dark content all the time to kind of make a book sell. This was perfectly good as is. So I would recommend.
Sure. It's definitely on my page. And I actually got to apologize to Hyper because I got 2 more. I got 2 more.
Not the first.
I know. I got 2 more. I'm only apologizing for one of them though, but I got 2 more picks here. And the next one, I don't have a picture for it. I'm not sure. I thought I downloaded it, and damn, it's just not here. I don't know. So we're gonna all look at Canto number 1 or Canto 3 number 1 while we talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 119. I don't know what the fuck happened to the picture, bro.
That was my other series. Okay, yeah. Listen, Face, we do have to mention about Kanto. There is a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 25. Some people might not know it because
gotcha.
Usually the 1 in 10s are for the subsequent issue, but usually the first issue of every volume has a 1 in 20, except for the first volume. But volume 2 had a 1 in 25, and the one shots had a 1 in 25. This one will have a 1 in 25. The art still hasn't been released yet, but I don't think a lot of shops will be ordering enough to get a 1 in 25. I actually had to increase my shop's order to get them to 25 copies of this book. So I kind of have to pay a bit more of a premium to get that 1 in 25. But I'm collecting all the covers for Kanto, so
this means that you got 2 1 in 10.
So technically, yes, there is 2 1 in 10s Black Crown. So you, in theory, you should be able to scoop up one if no one else has claimed it at the shop.
Well, there you go.
Damn,
So yeah, I think they usually just do a 1 in 10 or
for the other issues like issue 2 to 6, I'm pretty sure they'll just drop it down to 1 in 10. I think it's only for the first issue you're getting a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 25.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, TMNT 119. Obviously, you know, Hyper. This is one of your picks. You're big on this series. It's on my pull list too.
Hold on. Unix asked a question if issue 2 is a good one to have. It is, but I'm not. I have to go back to see if there's any actual first appearance in issue 2 or not. But issue 2 is selling not as well as number 1, but issue 2 is also kind of has some heat. But I have to go back to see if there's any first notable appearances on issue 2. I might actually end up doing, like he suggested, I might do a bit of a Kanto breakdown at some point.
So. Okay. Yeah, you know, there's been some comments in chat mentioning that and how you're slacking and still working on one from before COVID. But whatever, you know.
I'm being put on the cross for my 2 videos on YouTube. I get it. All right. No, I get it. People want to see more
people want Hyper.
So I'll do my best to make you guys proud.
There you go.
That's my boy.
Let's try this a third time. TMNT 119. Hyper, what you got? I know you're on every cover, right?
Yes, including that. I mean, it's too bad you don't have the image for the 1 in 10 because, you know.
Yeah, it was actually, that's the one I actually saved for it, and I don't know where the fuck it's at.
Yeah, it was actually Marvel that kind of showed me the 1 in 10 in our group chat. And like I was telling you guys before, I was kind of down on the 1 in 10s lately for TMNT. I found that the Eastman covers were doing better art-wise, where in this case, the 1 in 10, the 1 in 10 for 119 was pure fire. I mean, if you guys want to look it up, you know, please do. But you'll see what I'm talking about. I would grab that 1 in 10 if you can from your shop. Yeah. So the actual issue itself for TMNT, it feels like it's starting a new storyline, but I do know that there is a summer event coming out, which is supposed to start off with the annual. That's happening in July, and it's supposed to deal with the return of the Rat King, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be like the next big summer event in the TMNT verse. So I believe this story, this new arc, I don't know if it's like a setup or if it's just like a placeholder event until the annual comes. But yeah, definitely pick it up. I do like the Eastman cover. Oh no, sorry, I'm mixing up with 118, which is coming out this week. But if we're sticking with 119, yeah, I'm picking up all the covers, especially the 1 in 10.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Black Crown, are you on TMNT like Hyper?
Not as heavily, but I am collecting them. I do plan on catching up. I know that we have the return of a certain someone in the latest issue. So.
Yes.
So
that's got me wanting to catch up even quicker, man.
Yeah, he's right. I completely forgot to mention that there was a nice surprise in issue 117. A nice a fan. I guess you could call him a fan favorite, but a long-standing character in the TMNT universe that made his.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the next one, Hyper, I'm not going to apologize as much for it because I'm tying
have
it
the
to
image?
what I'm doing. Yeah, well, no, I don't, but I'm going to be slick about it because I'm just going to go ahead and see if I'm doing this shit right. Nope, that's not the way. How the fuck? One second.
That was all right.
I know, right? So...
Wait, okay, because we're still sticking with FOC, so there could only be. I only gave you 3 FOC picks, though, right?
Yeah, I'm just kind of tying it in with the next one here.
Oh, okay, yeah, this one, yeah. Nightwing.
Yeah, so we got Nightwing 81. The second print was one of Hyper's picks. I just didn't grab a picture of it because it's the second print, you know. So it's obviously Nightwing it's definitely worth a pickup because the Nightwing series has been selling out quickly, off the shelf and everything like that. I wanted to kind of like focus on this one because the whole Melinda Zuko thing and that being a big part of what's going on with Nightwing and making it really interesting right now. Again, like I said with the last 2, this is on my pull list. It stayed on my pull list. It's a great series right now. It's going on. I love it. Obviously, Hyper likes it because he stole the pick from me. So.
Yeah, listen, and this is just from a pure, like, I don't know if anything big's gonna happen in issue 82. I'm just picking this just more, like, well, just like my other 2 picks. This is just a strictly, like, a reader's pick. I mean, like, keep in mind, I don't actually collect Nightwing in general. I think the only Nightwing issues I have is usually if it's, like, a tie-in to another series. But yeah, I was on this issue because this was recommended to me by No Good Comics. He's not really a big DC guy, and he was telling me like how Nightwing was a good read, so I gave it a shot, and yeah, man, I've been hooked since I guess they say issue 82, but this is technically Tom Taylor's 5th issue, I think, in the series. No, yeah, it's his 5th issue. Sorry, 78, 79, 80, 81. Yeah, so it's his 5th issue. And the initial arc wrapped up in 81, so 82 is going to start a new arc, and there are some secrets that were not secrets. Sorry, there were some revelations that were kind of revealed in 81 that makes 82 an interesting read. Things about Dick Grayson's past that may not seem as it is. So, and I just, like you said, I like Tom King. Sorry. Oof. Tom Taylor's writing in general. It's just it's a brisk read, and I kind of find that anyone, you don't even have to be a Nightwing fan to enjoy this read. I think you'll still enjoy it.
Yeah, and like something else that I want to touch on for anyone that's been following the Nightwing series, if you're following this with what's going on and how they're doing it right now, man, personally, and this is just my personal feelings on it, like there's a right way to go about what they're doing right now, and there's what could possibly be a wrong way. Introducing her as with the relationship to Dick that she has, it gets dicey because like they've had this established lore for the Grayson family and everything for years, that there's just really no reason to mess with, but at the same time they don't necessarily have to mess with it either, and I'm hoping that that's the route that he chooses to go. Maybe she's just a little older than him, and it plays out that there's no real drama from way back then that I got to give a shit about. So we'll see. But
yeah,
I love the series so far. Solid pick for sure. Nightwing stays on my pools. I'm sure there's obviously there's a lot of other people that have it on their pools because man, you can almost never find these on the shelves right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the next one.
So I think so those are all my picks. Yeah.
I feel like there's got to be a more efficient way for me to do this somehow.
Maybe put them all on the same slide presentation.
Man, that's getting into PowerPoint and all kinds of other crazy.
Oh, that's true. You're just doing tabs. I forgot you're not doing PowerPoint. You're right. Yeah.
Right. I might have to do something with that to make it a little easier to use.
I can tell whose pick this is just by the first picture. I can
Oh,
already, I
man,
can already
that's a legendary pick. That man's a beauty. Whoever picked this.
Oh, I
I'm
just
glad.
thought you picked.
She totally has a relationship with Dick, by the way.
Glad I was the only one that caught that.
Right?
I was like, oh.
Oh, I held back my giggle.
I did it on purpose. Too. I was like, somebody's got to take that and fucking run with it. It was like nothing. It's so disappointing.
I guess I was trying to take the mature route in this conversation.
I don't know why. We don't do that shit. But yeah, this is definitely a Keys pick. Proctor Valley Road. This is a series that my man Keys put me on. I actually missed on this. One of the very few that I do miss on. But I actually missed on this one. It initially came out and had to collect the early issues after the fact. But yeah, man, it's one that I'm really glad you put me onto. It's been a great read so far. I love where the story's going. So
thanks, man. And this is the final issue right here. This is the final. I think that's a cover B, I want to say. Yeah.
I think so.
I think so. The 1 in 10 is pretty sick. But no, it's if you guys haven't, I mean, they've had decent success. The first and third issues both have second prints for them. I'm kind of sad that this is the final issue, and I kind of hope it continues. But yeah, man, it's honestly it's like a mature story,
right?
But with kids back in like the 70s, 80s,
right?
87, yeah. No, fire pick. Slept on series, and hopefully it'll be picked up. I mean, there was rumors that it will be a show, very small rumors.
So the second those rumors dropped, I think we raided some online shops.
Yeah.
No lie.
Yep, it'll blow up like insane. Black Crown, are you reading Proctor Valley Road?
I haven't really read it yet. I'm planning to get to it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's so many series I'm trying to catch up on simply because dad life, work life, but
you and me both.
Definitely,
not so much the dad life part, but the work life part.
Yeah. But it's definitely one I want to dip into because I've heard nothing but good things about it, and now he's like put it in my head. It's gonna probably be my morning read.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, he did the same thing to me. He put it in my head, and then it just sat there, and I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and grab this and give it a read, because I know he's reads a lot of stuff that I like. We have a lot of similar taste in comics that we buy, and shit. Yep, it was every bit as good as he said. So, if you're not like Proctor Valley Road, maybe consider giving it a shot.
Well, when Keys recommended it, just went out 1 year for me and out the other. So I didn't. I'm just kidding. Actually, well, Keys, I do want to show you this though.
Hey.
I actually picked.
I missed that, and I missed that one, man. Come on.
Okay.
Black Crown knows which shop would be carrying this one. I picked this up for $10.
That's the number 4 1 in 10, yeah.
No, it's the one per store. The 1 in 10 is the trade. This is the version.
Oh my god, I couldn't see it. Sorry, I couldn't. Dope. Dog it up.
Here's a funny thing though, because I called the shop, right, and I asked, do you have any more cover? Because I've been collecting the covers of 1, 2, and 3 after you recommended because I did enjoy it. So I wanted to keep it consistent. So I asked him, do you have issue 4 cover? He's like, no, all the issue 4 is sold out because there's some buzz about it. I'm like, oh, okay. But he's like, we still have the 1 in 10 and the 1 per store. I'm like, okay, so how much do you want for them? He's like, I'll give you $10 for the 1 per store. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. So
right.
Yeah, I missed out on the cover A, but I got this instead.
Yeah, they're probably the best shop, for ratios and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I love them so much. I will never drop their name because then we're gonna lose our books. But
it's one of our honey holes. So we kind of if there's any lurking Canadians, we kind of try to keep that on the DL a bit.
Yeah. See, that's why I like this this dynamic that I've got going on with you guys, because I have my personal honey holes that I don't have to tell you guys any, and I don't have to feel bad about it because you're my friends and everything, and like I would normally do that, but fuck y'all, you're Canadian. Get your own shit. Leave my U.S. shop for me. All right, moving on to the next one. We got another pick for Keys here.
Man,
this one, like it's the relaunch of the Milestone universe, and this is the the second issue of the new series. The first issue, for me personally, like I felt like it kind of went by kind of quick, but it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't.
Buddy,
wasn't
did
bad.
you not see the action panels in the end? That was they
No,
looked
it was
so
great.
fluid, so smooth. It was like
Yeah, it did. It looked really good. It felt like it went by like really fast. Like the issue, I was through it really quick for what it was. I was like,
It
oh
did.
damn, I'm already done.
It did. Definitely. Yeah. And I cannot wait for this part 2 or issue 2. I feel like if this character is picked up, Michael B. Jordan, actually does it right. What's that? Milestone Returns issue 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that retcon for the Big Bang, like how they got their powers, I think that's the route they're gonna use rather than the OG story. Just
I mean that makes
times
sense.
we live in. So if you haven't picked up that Milestone Returns 0, just give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? I will say though, not to throw shade, season 1, issue 1 was written a lot better, in my personal opinion. It's just more my style than number 0. But yeah, this the way that issue 1 ended, it's just it was fire. No spoilers, so it's gonna pick up right at that point, and we're just gonna dive into this story. So far, no crazy first appearances for you guys that like the spec and all that. So don't worry about that. You're not missing much, but amazing art.
Yeah, the art has been great on it for sure. And like I said, the first issue for me, it was good. Just went by quick. You could tell it was very much a lead into the second issue. So, obviously got to pick it up to continue to see where it's going. Hyper, Black Crown, are you guys reading Static?
I haven't yet.
Yeah, not yet. I was kind of on the fence about this because I never actually read the original Static, so I didn't have much of a connection to the character. But damn it, I hate it when Keys sells books like this.
No, man, because now you want to hit up our LCS tomorrow.
This is why I'm reading Proctor Valley Road. I mean, I'm not regretting it, but I'm like, I'm trying to lighten my pull list, and then I'm, this is why I was telling people it's a blessing and a curse when I'm in this community now, because it's almost like when it was like a solitary endeavor on my part, I kind of just stuck to my titles, and I was tunnel vision. When you start opening up to people's suggestions, you start exploring, and then next thing you know, you end up with a pull list of like 15 to 20 titles.
Well, let me help you out a little more with that, because you probably don't have this one on your pull list, and I feel like Keys is going to go ahead and sell you on it.
What is this? Is this Philadelphia?
It is a new book from Boom Studios.
Oh,
brand new. I think it's set to release like July 21st or something like that. It is called Dark Blood, issue 1, set in 1955, Alabama. It's about a young Black protagonist who discovers that he has some sort of powers. I think it's time-altering powers. So, I mean, like, come on, everybody knows history, man. Alabama, 1955, probably not the greatest place for him. So, just say it like straight out, So, I'm definitely picking this up. I'm ordering this ASAP because Boom has not let me down in a while. So, yeah, no, this is, you got a team from The Walking Dead working on this book. It could be something.
That's another one. Hyper. Now we gotta get that one.
Yeah.
And Bricks, I did see your suggestion. Okay, I should reiterate. When I'm hearing suggestions from multiple people, it kind of reinforces it. I don't want to make it sound like I don't listen to Bricks' suggestions. Hey, listen, Bricks, you're the reason why I unfortunately am picking up double copies of High Republic. So screw you for that.
Same.
Well, on the last one, it had a fucking Jedi riding a ranker, so I mean, you can't go wrong with that shit.
That's true.
Yeah, this actually is one that I had on my pools. I think I briefly glanced at the cover when I was looking over some FOC stuff a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Read the synopsis, sounded interesting, so I went ahead and added it for sure. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty interesting series. I'm definitely picking it up. So, you guys picking it up?
I am now. I'm trying to FOC right now, man.
Right?
Oh,
He's just ordering that shit at the moment.
But yeah, no,
Piper's over there
definitely.
slacking.
This might be one of those things where I might wait on. No, not that. Like, look, I might wait on the Tuesday before Wednesday to get more, I guess, reviews or insight before I pull the
Yeah.
trigger. Yeah.
Rightfully so, man. Rightfully so.
There's just enough on my plate as it is in terms of what I have to read and what I have to get through. So it's like adding another title. I really got to be picky at this point for me, at least.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean,
Facts, yeah.
nothing wrong with that. You can't add them all for the most part. I mean, I try to, but even that, whew, gets
Yeah,
dicey.
you sure as hell do. That's for sure.
So I've actually started to like pinpoint what it is and that I'm currently doing, and I'm like, fuck, I'm literally buying like 15 books a week, and I think
I've seen the pictures.
I know, and I think I read like 3, and then I'm like, all right, I'll read this next week. So then I just start to fall back, and then I have one weekend where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna speed read everything, and I just read it all, and then I fall back again the following week. It's so hard to keep
I
up,
have the same thing.
But there's so many good titles coming out, man, and seriously, like I've never seen so much fire all in one shot.
That's why I take.
Here you go, more fire.
Oh, this is
like you just said. It just seemed perfect. You're talking about all these good titles coming out. Boom, throw it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I take exception when people say that comics today aren't that great. I think people just say that just for the sake of saying it. Like, if you actually read comics today, I mean, there's a lot of good shit out there. I say that fortunately and unfortunately. Unfortunately, from the wallet point of view.
Yo, the Department of Truth is wild. Like seriously, the first books, like the first issues that I read, like issue 1, I was like, what is this art? It's messing with me. But like the story itself is so good. Like issue 11, and this is one of the books I'm reading like religiously. Like it comes out, I'll read it. And seriously, like if you're not on board yet, get on.
Yeah, I mean, I agree entirely. I've been on Department of Truth heavy since issue number 1. Before issue number 1, I was saying I think it's going to be something that's going to be really good. And it's turned out to be every bit as good as I wanted it to be so far. So
yeah, you actually put me on this, so thank you, because that was such a good recommendation.
Hey man, I try.
So Hyper, do you remember when we cleaned out those issue 1s?
Yes, I did.
Y'all did what now?
Yeah.
Cleaned out first issue.
We basically have like a coordinated effort where me, Blackcrown, and some of the guys in the chat that are probably listening right now, where we kind of almost do it as like a fun little game where we'll see like a certain issue that we feel spiking, and we'll like, okay, this many quantities are left. We're gonna basically pick out all the copies, and we kind of just divvy it up. Like, okay, you guys are gonna pick up this much, this much, this much. So then basically it's like, where did it all go?
Yep.
Shoot, man.
I mean, it's listen. This is just us looking out for each other, pretty much.
Makes sense. Can't blame you there.
Gotta do what you gotta do. I'm surprised issue 8 hasn't picked up heat yet, man. 8 is a key issue, and I'm still surprised it's not.
There was a new character drop.
Yeah, man, he's the shit.
Yep.
I'm not sure why it is not loading. It's loaded on my screen.
Whose picks are these now?
Let me try this again. Yeah, this is still one of Keys. I'm just not sure why it's not coming up. All the rest of them come up. It was fine. Try one more time.
We gotta pray to the almighty Duke. This image appears.
Apparently.
Oh gosh, I actually came across some Goop issues.
Of course you did.
When I was coming, I mean, there's a reason why they're still in the back bins.
That's messed up.
Just wait for him, bro. He's gonna make a cameo on that Loki show. It's gonna be like a green little pixelated blob. There he is.
Dupe is like a poor man's Slimer.
Can Slimer travel through time? I think so.
All right, fair enough. What
the hell?
I'm kidding, by the way, Keys. I know how much you're all in on Dupe. Wait,
I'm not sure why this picture is not loading. Damn,
maybe
that
we
sucks.
should. Keys, do you remember what your pick is then?
Oh, I know what it is. I can see it. It's on my screen. It's something is killing the children 18.
I mean, we could talk.
Oh shoot! Yeah, we just talk about it.
Cover. It's the cover with Old Dragon on it and everything. I don't know why it's not loading.
Old Dragon.
Yeah,
well, I mean, if you're not on something, you should be on something. It's killing the children. Sorry for your luck about the earlier issues, because there's no way in hell you're picking all those up, people. But it's fire read. I'm actually really curious as to why they're apparently focusing on Aaron when he's already dead. But that's not even a spoiler. He died like issue 10, so it's not even a heavy spoiler.
No. I think. I mean, I know. Speaking with Blackline, I think we're all picking up something is killing the children. I feel.
Is anybody not picking it up at this point? I mean, really?
I think the people that aren't picking it up are people like Keys mentioned. Maybe they feel like they're late to the party and they might just be trade waiting at this point. Maybe.
Great time to jump on though.
I almost missed it though. Like seriously, again, because of that chat, we all started talking, but like, I came this close. I'm missing one issue though, and
you're missing the issue that's actually more that commands a hefty price, and it's not even issue 1. We're not talking about issue 1.
5, man. I'm so out of luck on that one. Like
I told you, right? The funny thing is, this is before 5 exploded. I saw 5 for $12. I already had a copy myself, so I passed on it. Now I wish I grabbed that copy for 12. Because what is it like? I mean, you're probably looking at it, so you know the value more than I do. Isn't like issue 5 almost like a $200 book or something right now?
As you're speaking, hype. All I'm picturing is the hand, the dagger, and you're just doing this right now. Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is, man.
but for real, did it actually go that high though?
Yo, it's like $500 or something.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
Yo, it's crazy.
For a raw copy?
Yo, yeah, I've seen it on eBay, man. I'm like, yo,
I thought 500 was like a 9.8. I didn't realize that was like a raw.
You already know we have like a peasant gang, and that's us. We don't spend more than like $20 on a book.
Can I be in this gang, bro?
Hashtag peasant flex.
Yeah, man.
And it hates this picture for some reason, I guess, or maybe it's just I don't know. I am getting some storms here. Maybe it's my internet fucking up. So
dial up.
You're right. You know what? I'd probably be better off going back to fucking dial up when it starts raining. Like man, I don't even want to get into it, but my internet service is horrible. Thank God I'm moving in a few months.
Oh, you're moving? Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I don't change it, is because like we're moving out of this area. Because look, here's the thing. I buy a lot of comics. So periodically I have to upgrade my living space to accommodate this massive fucking.
Oh, it's got to that point. It's got to that point where you need a bigger domicile.
Right. We gotta upgrade it. So.
Oh, so basically the comics is what's booting you out of your house.
It pretty much.
Yikes! I'm sure moving day is gonna be fun for you.
Better not be long boxes.
Yeah, bro.
No,
shoot.
Definitely short boxes, because long boxes would.
You're gonna see that day. Face's friends are gonna realize they have other obligations that day.
Right. But all right, so moving on with the FOC picks. I guess it's not too bad because it's just my picks, and actually we can talk about this one pretty easily without a picture. My first FOC pick, it's just a personal pick for me because it's actually a reprint, but it's one that I like. Walking Dead Deluxe number, let's see, what is it, 19 is coming out, and the reason that I mention it, because in the original series, this was a huge issue. It introduced Michonne. So you just know that doing the reprints and everything, like for the reprints that they've been doing so far, there's been like 3 covers or whatever that they've been coming out with, the A, the reprint of the B cover, and then like some C cover, whatever. There's like fucking 12 or 13 different covers coming out for, number 19 art. So, they're going to have a lot of different artists involved doing, their depictions of Michonne, which is one of my favorite characters. So, of course, it's high on my list for sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you guys probably are not jumping on the whole Walking Dead reprint bandwagon.
I mean, I
for
did.
the first 5.
Yeah, I think same. I only did it for like the first couple of issues because they were a connecting set, I think, and that was the
Right.
only. And I mean, I just picked up also issue 1 just because I know I have my thing with connecting sets. We all know.
Yeah, man. Wow.
That's
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
that's my vice. But yeah, but I was actually eyeing the first appearance of Michonne. So if you're telling me it's issue 19, which is the FOC tonight for that one?
No, that is I think it's next week.
Okay, I'll probably keep an eye out for that one. Yeah, because
You've got some time on it for sure.
that was an issue that I actually, even though I dropped the Walking Dead Deluxe because I already read the series, I'll probably still grab that issue just because of the significance of it.
Let me see. Maybe we'll get lucky here real quick.
Shoot, I'm hoping so too.
You were always hoping to get lucky.
God. Oh god.
Hey, there we go. We're actually showing a picture again. So that's one of the many covers to it. That's the reprint of the original cover. Obviously, you know, I'm a big Walking Dead fan, so I of course it's on my list. There's probably not a lot in the way of spec value there, being as it is a reprint. It does reprint the first appearance of Michonne, so there might be some small desirability, especially on some of the other covers. But you know, it's just a personal pick for me. So.
Cool.
That's cool.
Oh, okay. Here's another one I like. This one's another. I don't want to say it's a personal pick because the issue that just came out kind of blew up, and this is the second part to the story arc. So I just kind of feel like if you grab the first one, you're probably gonna want to grab this one. Although I feel like a lot of people that did grab the first one probably grabbed the first one more on the spec of the introduction of the new character. But Usagi, one of my favorite series. It's been nominated for an Eisner. It's a great read, and you're getting the second part of the story introducing the new character. I think I'm probably gonna butcher the pronunciation, but I think it's Yukichi. Are you guys grabbing Usagi? You should be by now. I've been telling you fucking long enough.
Actually, I did grab issue 20. I think I got 3 copies of cover A, and I do have 1 in 25 on the way. So
okay.
But again, I'm not gonna front and say that I've been reading Usagi. I just grabbed it for mainly for that first appearance. So
you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I like the honesty.
My Usagi collection is equally as random. Like I just pull up if I come across one, because they are hard to find on the shelves. Like
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
So whenever I find one, I'll grab it. Like I think in this run, I think I have like 3 issues, but that's about it. And I don't even know which one.
So I have a story about issue 20, and I think I kind of shared it with you guys before. It was closing time last week, New Comic Book Day. So whoever wanted to grab their issues got their issues. So I saw this on the rack. Sorry, not this, issue 20. And at the time, issue 20 was already hitting like $15-20, but I saw like 4 copies of it on like just sitting there on the rack. So I'm like, well, you know what? Like, I'm not a dick that basically scoops up all the issues like on New Comic Book Day, but at the same time, a full day passed and no one's been grabbing these issues. So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's only for a copy, so let me grab them. I go to the counter, and the guy, the shopkeep is like, I mean, he clearly knew that it was I'm not grabbing it because he knew something was up. So he's like, yeah, so I'm gonna have to just check the list to make sure that the people got. Hold on, they were on the rack though. Like if 4 different people.
Yeah.
If 4 different people grabbed that issue and walked out, you wouldn't have noticed. You only noticed it because I'm one dude that basically grabbed, the issues. I mean, maybe I could have put on a disguise and grabbed the other 2, but it was closing time. I didn't have time to make that effort. So he basically said, "I'll give you 2, and the other 2, I guess you could always check back. No point checking back. It's probably on the wall right now for $15 or $20 at this point." So it's just like. It was a very interesting experience with that one last week.
So did you get them or no? You left them.
He only allowed me to grab 2 out of the 4. So the other 2 are probably sitting are up on the wall, you know. So
Be on
it
a
is
claim
what
sale.
yeah. It's funny. This is the same. This is the same shop where when I asked for, do you have Nightwing 78? Oh no, man, like we're out. I'll put you on the back order list though. But then I see the same issue on his wall for like $15, like 20, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks later. So it's good.
Jeez.
So yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on a bit of a tangent. All right, we'll go back to Usagi.
I think Face left and came back in, man.
But did his audio leave or just? Okay, that's
It is what it is.
okay. So
Okay, that was interesting.
Hey.
okay.
Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah. Face.
Shops.
You guys there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you there?
I don't know. I think I might be back. I'm not sure. It just started.
I think
storming
Magic
along.
knows. Magic Lasso knows it's actually going down.
Right?
Pretty fast.
Man, yeah, I don't know. We starting to storm, and I just cut out my fucking internet totally. I was like, oh shit.
Oh damn.
You know, it is what it is. Like I said, the internet here is garbage, but we'll get through this as best we can. So, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump on to the next one because I don't know where the fuck we
Oh shit.
were. Let's get it up here. That's what she said.
Thank you.
I knew you was gonna do it. I saw a look on your face.
You know, I was bro.
This series.
Ah, yes.
Man, I love this series personally. One of the recent issues definitely changed the status quo for the series hugely. Looking at the synopsis, it sounds like this is going to be sort of like an intro, an origin story or something like that for the red version of this Radiant Black character, which seems to be, you know, the villain. This is for me, I like personally, it's a great series. I've enjoyed very much reading this so far. I don't know if any of you guys are jumping on this, but it seems like there's definitely a fan base out there for Radiant Black already. So
Yeah, yo, I think our whole group of
you guys checking it out at all?
There you go. There they are. We're all on board with Radiant Black, man. Vulture.
No, not entirely.
I thought it was meh. I read the first issue. I was like, meh.
Nah, it's good. It picks up, man. It picks up.
Yeah, definitely.
But Black Crown,
especially once you get to that issue 4.
The whole group isn't entirely on board. I mean, I read issue 1. I thought it was good. But hey, listen, man. Some, like Keys mentioned, like sometimes an issue doesn't hit you the way you wanted it to. So, but I do hear that people are saying that it has picked up. So I might give it another chance.
Find everybody but one, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, listen, this might be that something is my version of something is killing the children that got away.
It could be. You never know.
Shoot.
Yeah, but issue 4 definitely hooks you. If you weren't into it before, you know, once you get to issue 4, yeah, it's a big one. So
Bricks is saying I like to be different. Yep, I like my avocado toasted, and I like to twirl my mustache.
The hell?
I know that's probably true.
I'm trying to picture like a hipster. That's what I was trying to go for.
All right, guys. I'm surprised Hyper left this off of his list, so I went ahead and snatched it up.
Which one is it?
Add to mine. I was shocked that you didn't have this on your list, but you did mention it when you were just talking about
My Little Pony.
I was going to say the same thing. Oh.
Wait, but that's not on. The FOC for this is when though? It's just not
Yeah,
tonight.
this is the annual that's gonna. No, it's not tonight. Because remember, we don't do FOC for this week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It is tonight.
Do it for the future.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
You're right. I mean, I definitely would have put this on, but yeah, this is more of a future projection thing. Yeah.
Yo, this cover is a beauty. I'm going for doubles on this one.
Jerlan, there's like a 1 in 10 also for this one as well.
Yeah, there. I think is it just the 1 in 10, or is
there's an Eastman cover as well? It's going to be the same deal as the other.
there a B cover also?
The only thing
is also.
Yeah, this is a $5.99 book. Yeah, so
for sure. And like you said earlier, this is supposed to be the lead into the next big Ninja Turtles event that's been decades in the making. So we'll see. We'll see. It feels like it's something that might be important. So if you're a TMNT fan, definitely worth a pickup for sure.
Yep. I mean, did they actually say decades in the making? I didn't catch that part.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard decades.
Did they actually market it as decades in the making for this one?
Yeah, that's what it says in the synopsis. So.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's kind of a high bar then.
Right? It does seem pretty lofty.
Yeah.
But who knows? Really, all they got to do is introduce a character that, or use a character that they introduced 20 years ago, and they're good. Yeah. So, I guess it applies. And let's see. All right, so I want to say this is like my final FOC pick. There is one more that I'm going to mention after this one. This one, another personal pick for me. Oh, there we go. This is Thor Annual #1. It ties in with the Infinite Destinies event that's going on right now, which is very heavy into what's going on with the Infinity Gems in the Marvel Universe. I guess they were given sentience at one point. So we've seen a few of them show up in the annuals that, are already coming out. I think, let's see, what was it? Quantum was in, or going to be in a. I know he was in Iron Man, and I'm not sure if they're showing up in any other ones. Because I know there's annuals coming out than there are Infinity Gems for this series. So I'm sure we're going to see some of them more than once. Mm. But they've used Quantum already. Hector Batista, Ripley Ryan's coming in, Star. So yeah, they're going to kind of flesh out what's going on with the Infinity Gems, and it feels like that's going to probably build to some kind of fucking event that's going to happen. So probably interesting backstory in it also with Nick Fury and what's going on with him and the Watcher. Some of the stuff that was led into, I think, I want to say it was Empire, though it's been a minute now since they've really touched on it. But it's starting to get into what the Watcher's big concern with all that was. So, of course I'm picking it up because I like that Marvel lore and everything like that. So that's probably not a whole lot as far as huge spec value or anything, though. So you never know, though.
I'm assuming they got the whole cover be connected.
Oh
yeah, I think they are doing some connect.
Oh, Hyper's hard now.
Or whatever. I think Ron Lim's doing it. Yeah, Hyper's definitely jumping on it. Said, yeah, that's definitely a pickup now.
That is not the way I would have phrased it, but thank you. Damn it, Keys. Listen, I think I mentioned how I'm a bit sour on these Marvel mega events as of late. I'm actually not picking up these annuals. Shocking that I'm not even going to pick up the connecting either. It just feels like lately I feel like I've been burnt by these events that Marvel has been propping up, and it just doesn't seem to measure up. I find the last recent one that I remember that was actually any War of Realms, and War of Realms was more of a good read more than anything. I really feel much of consequence came from that issue, so from that series. So I'm kind of skipping these annuals, but I am pulling Thor though, the actual issues.
Huh.
Yeah.
Again.
Shut up, Jesus.
Oh man, that's a clip. Where is Clip Lordley when we need him?
It's like he's like dealing with a toddler right now.
Yo, literally, it's Keys that gives up the first giggle, and then I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna show up on Spine Tick next week, I'm sure.
It's like we're running a daycare.
All right, let's jump into the last one that I want to. jump into the last one that I want to mention on on FOC. And actually, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even download a picture of this because there are so many fucking covers for it. But Moon Knight #1 on FOC this week. Everybody's probably gonna grab it. The new Moon Knight series is coming with Oscar Isaac starring, so you're probably going to see a lot of pickup. It's going to probably be pretty high print run. Even reading through the synopsis, it didn't necessarily sound like there was anything huge happening in the issue, but I still feel like it's the start of the new Moon Knight series, so you kind of almost have to grab it if you're gonna jump on it. So,
have you seen some of the exclusives? That #1, that Alan Qua, man.
Yeah, there's some fucking fire cover for this thing, like that, and that's why I didn't even grab any images of it, because I was like, man, there's just too many to choose from. I can't narrow it down to just one.
So your logic is there's too many covers, so I ain't showing shit.
Yep, pretty much. That was exactly. I was like, if I can't pick, like, man.
That seems like somewhat of a cop-out answer, but all right, we'll take it.
It is a cop-out answer. What the fuck you mean? I'm not trying to hide it.
Yo, I don't know if you guys are gonna see it, but like, hold up. It's so good.
Oh, that's
that's
what I'm talking about right there.
Man,
that's the Alan Qua.
Yeah, man, I'm all over that one.
So you got
there's so many, and they're just so fire for all of them. It's fucking Moon Knight, so.
Is it limited? I'm guessing this is limited to 1,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably like 1,000 trade, 3,000 trade, and 1,000.
Okay.
Do I say virgin? Are you gonna giggle? Can I say virgin?
You can Piper will giggle, but
it's up to Keys. Keys is the one that's been basically giggling at everything that you.
Hello.
This one back.
But yeah, those are the FOC picks that we got for you. They're a little farther out than most of them are. A little farther out than this week, just to give you a little more time on them, so that you can look into them and everything like that. But now, like, one of my favorite parts, the new comic book day stuff. Like, this just, man.
And
I love going over the new comic book day picks.
I'm with the Uniacs. I actually have been staying away from exclusives myself. So I try to stick more with open orders or ratios, if anything. But we've had this chat with me and Black Crown how exclusives,
I've
man.
actually been trying to do that too, to be honest.
That's a rabbit hole that I fell down last summer, and thankfully I'm out of it for now.
I'm semi out of it, but like, there's just some that are just so good, and you're like, I can't pass it up. Can't pass it up.
No, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Some of those covers, it's kind of hard to turn down.
Yeah. I know some people here love the ASM 300 homage covers. Those.
Right?
Yo, even I'm fed up with them.
Listen, when they made Juggernaut...
All right, so for the new comic book day picks, I'm just going to kind of, basically sort of lump them all together and go through them, how we do. So this one was one of my picks, and this is actually not the main cover. This is the 1 in 25, I think it is. It's for Gamma Flight #1, and it's a Where the Wild Things Are homage, and they tend to hit. I like this one. It's a dope Where the Wild Things Are homage. So I picked it up for sure, just on the strength of the cover, because they do. I mean, it's sort of like those Dr. Seuss covers, man. They seem to always hit whenever they come out.
Yeah, and the fact that this is a ratio is going to make it a bit harder, because I can't see shops ordering a lot of this spin-off series from Immortal Hulk in a heavy amount. So I don't think that 1 in 25 is going to be in abundance. So if you can grab it, I would say, at a decent price, obviously.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like there's probably, if you can grab it for some decent,
Do we do director commentary?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. It's grab this cover.
No, you got to do it like Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler.
For sure.
It's like, my God, grab this cover.
My God, it's got my flight.
But
it keeps going in and out.
I could see this potentially hitting that. What happened? What? Oh, damn it! Anyways,
Yeah.
I could see this potentially hitting that $40-50 mark probably on the first week or so. I could see that happening with this book.
What? All right, maybe.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
kind of like the Ice Cream Man 20. What was it? 20.
Yeah, the Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep, I mean, it's pretty much right in the same vein.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's why I like it as a pickup. I'm a fan of Where the Wild Things Are, so that's why I grabbed it for sure.
Yep.
Moving on to the next one.
Don't encourage him, Vulture Kai.
Oh, this is another one of mine. And it's actually another ratio too, to be honest. So there we go.
Hey.
Yeah,
this is a series. Yeah, it seems like it's I think it's a 5-6 issue miniseries or whatever. I believe for the future issues that are on this, they are doing Garbage Pail Kid homages on those also. But I think the later ones are not the incentives. This one is the incentive. This was the 1 in 10, and I actually think I jumped on this motherfucker too early, to be honest.
Wait, hold up.
The 1 in 5 is pretty cool. It's a nice cover.
Yeah,
we gotta address something quick.
Yes.
Black Crown, is that who I think it is that just hopped in the chat?
My wife, yes. That means the baby is asleep.
No, I'm just thinking right now. She's hopping in for the first time, and she's seeing this image as the
my poor wife.
It's a great cover.
So you got the first appearance of Black Crown and my wife.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go.
This is key.
This is a double barrel episode.
But yeah, the 1 in 5 for this cover is a beauty.
For sure. I like both of them. This one, like I said, I think I jumped on this too early because when I actually jumped on it, there hadn't been any exclusives or anything announced yet. So when I was looking for the 1 in 10, I could not find any fucking sites anywhere that were selling them. It was a nightmare. And then I finally managed to come across one, and it was actually a reasonable price. Grabbed it, and then the exclusives dropped. And all of a sudden, it was a lot easier to find the 1 in 10s and stuff like that. So it's kind of happy about that. I ended up being able to pick up multiple copies of it because of that. So it worked out in the end. But yeah, at first it was a pain in the ass. So,
but if I'm not mistaken, I think this was like some Netflix thing in France or something. Like it was a show that aired and it boomed.
Yeah, I think there is something this ties into. I'm not actually sure what it is.
Movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
is it?
I'm giving it
Okay.
I don't know if Face cut off when he was going to say this, but this is an adaptation of a European comic, I believe. And because Behemoth does do that from time to time, where they'll take something that kind of worked well over in Europe or somewhere else, and then they'll kind of, I guess, reinterpret it for North America. So it's not an original comic per se. It's just more like it's a reintroduction, I guess you could say, here in North America.
Yep. Let's see. This one is one of Mr. Key Issues picks for this week, and I like this pick. I just don't. The thing about this one is that I don't like how they went about it. I'm usually all about incentives and everything like that, but I feel like there's certain times certain issues just should not be incentives because of availability, and this is sort of one of those issues. Like specifically this cover, I feel like it was a bad choice as an incentive because like the frame variants in and of themselves are cool, and you don't see them very often.
Yeah.
And they use it in celebration of the LGBTQIA plus whatever pride and stuff like that. To use it for that and then not make it open order just kind of, I don't know. It just kind of feels like it sucks to me. I really wish that they would have made the frame variant open order. Not so much the new character being on the cover, like that's not as important to me, but that frame variant, man. Yeah, I wish that would have been open order.
I think we were having this discussion in our little group chat that we have with Piper, and Marvell was mentioning that I think the price is already starting to boom on this book, on this particular cover.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I agree.
Keys, what do you think, man? I know this is an issue that you're on.
I'm right up there with you boys, man. It's
maybe
it's
not this
hard
cover
one for me to
specifically, but
I want this cover.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not. It's looking pretty slim down where I am to actually get it, but this is the cover to get by far.
I agree. I mean, it definitely feels like it's cover to get because he's actually there on the cover, and then again that frame variant. But man,
it's just
yeah. Those first appearances, whenever they do stuff like that and their incentives, they're going to go through the fucking roof. So, just felt like a poor decision on their part, personally.
I don't really know much about the character in general. Is there even a chance that this will have a big future? Characters are introduced all the time, right? Well, who's to say? Like, do we have any inkling that this character has some kind of?
It's just no idea yet. No idea yet. It's just basically a new character they're introducing, and we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, exactly for that reason, I don't know if I'm willing to pay a premium on these incentives. Like you're telling me that a 1 in 25 is already going up in value. That's a bit of a gamble for a character that's unproven, in my opinion. I mean,
right, and especially considering that it's not past FOC yet, so you should still be able to get these pretty regularly. This, I believe, drops on I think it's July 21st is when it actually comes out. Oh. And I think the FOC on it is next week.
Okay.
So.
Are you talking about the Marvel's Pride?
Yep.
I think it comes out this week.
It comes out this week.
I'm sorry.
Comes out this week.
That's right. This is not FOC stuff. Yeah, this is new comic book day. My bad.
This is new comic
yeah, this is coming out this week. My bad.
Yeah, I was thinking, but then I'm like, okay, maybe my facts are not straight, so I just kind of went along with it.
I was stuck on the last segment. I don't know what the fuck I was. I'm high, bro. Leave me alone.
My guy.
Right. I know this is going to be a big one. And I decided to go ahead and give this one the keys because I knew he was picking it. So
I can tell which.
Oh yeah. So this is the glow in the dark, no?
This is the glow in the dark.
Yeah.
I had to. I mean, it was the glow in the dark, so.
But your argument's done. Just say glow in the dark. You got me. I'm buying it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know which part glows. I still can't.
I'm thinking we're gonna get like.
I don't want to know which part you want to get.
Like the blonde hair, the shirt, and then the teeth up here. It looks like.
Yeah,
those would be my guesses.
Or like the little tentacle things on what the hell's his name?
Down here. Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
No, I think it would be pretty badass if the whole shadow actually lit up.
Oh, that'd be cool too.
That would be badass.
That would be dope.
Yeah, I think I'm
glad how they do it.
But watch us all be disappointed and wrong.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm grabbing this, and I
mean, it's something that's killing the children at this point. There's not really much more that needs to be said about it. I think if you're watching YouTube videos about comics at this point, you're probably picking them up.
Yeah, but I'm grabbing the 1 in 25 for this one as well. I think, as well.
See, I think this one looks way better than 1 in 25.
It does.
Man.
It does.
That was a weak incentive.
Yeah, I know. And not the ideal cover, but I just bought it for the strict reason that it's going to be more scarcer. That was the only reason.
You're trying to flex on people. Now I see you.
I just checked my FOC and
you know how Hyper does. Sometimes he takes off the sleeves and he just got to flex a bit.
Man, I wish. Shoot.
Hey, listen, man. You're the
Flexington.
You're the one that looks like you just came off of Caravana.
Oh God! Don't. That got canceled. Don't.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh, too soon.
I can't catch a bubble.
Another one for Keys. I know he's going to have some stuff to say about this.
Yeah,
buddy.
So every cover is fire.
Every cover.
Yep.
Every cover. I would have went with the Gunslinger one personally, but I
Yeah.
mean, this one's cool too. This one's cool too.
And there's a shit ton
This
of
is
them.
A. There's the whole
Yeah,
team
I believe
cover
it's-
as well, which is pretty dope. I think that's
Yo,
like
there's
cover E or.
The cover D is actually sick. The I
Who's
think
the
it's a Campbell. Campbell, obviously.
Okay.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
There, you know, the thing with this one is there is a lot of great covers for it. The only thing that about this one is just that, you know, they went ahead and came out and announced that it was the highest ordered Image comic in like 2 decades. So, you know, the fucking print runs through the roof.
Oh, most definitely.
But
Most definitely.
Like Spawn 1?
right, exactly, exactly.
Yo, I was actually, I think I was mentioning.
And this is the Dynamite pick of the week over here on our channel. So it's not Dynamite, but fuck, we're going with it.
Listen, I'm surprised at what Spawn 1 is fetching for. I'm not even talking about the Arab prints. I'm talking about just the regular cover A. How, I mean, I get it. There's new buzz on Spawn, but I was just surprised at for an issue that was printed so high. I was just surprised at what the raw copies are going for right now.
Yeah.
So you can't say anything.
So here's the cover D, man. Hold up.
Oh, hold on. Let me bring you up.
Oh yeah,
One
yeah,
second.
Yeah.
Blow this man up for me.
You might have to. Oh, jeez.
It's your turn to shine, Black Crown Comics.
That was a bit of a pause there.
Trying to
It's
figure
so
it out.
nice.
here.
That is a dope cover, though. Yeah.
Yeah, Campbell's killing them. I think he did. How many did he do, man? He did 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 covers.
And I'm sure there's exclusives. There's probably exclusives for this one as well, right? What the hell? Did he just take us all out? Oh.
I was trying to get rid of Hyper, but damn. I want to pull a newbie real quick and see if I can get away with it. Just throw him out for a second and then bring him back in.
You can barely get the tabs. You can barely get the tabs going.
Oh, shots
I know, right?
fired.
It's far too complicated for me. Well, speaking of Hyper, this is a Hyper pick for sure. It's one of my picks too, definitely. But I know he's the one that went ahead and added it to the list for this week. And I picked the horror cover because, you know, obviously these are the ones that, man, it seems like they're the ones that are blowing up is the horror covers.
Yo,
Even more so than the echoes, which is unusual.
I think that number 1 third print might pick up some steam too, man.
What's the third print one?
It's the Scream homage.
Oh yes, that's actually coming out this week also. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I could have included that as well as the picks, but yeah. Well, the thing is, I'm picking up all covers of Stray Dogs, non-exclusive.
Yep.
I kind of wish I picked up. See, I would have made an exception and picked up some of those exclusives just because I like those homage that they did with the Blair Witch Project, but I kind of slept on those. But yeah, man, this is not just a cover by, but
I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much grabbed that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the number of copies you grabbed. No, I was gonna say this is not just. Yeah, no, I'm pretty much on all the covers. The late because the thing is, the late printings, like Black Crown mentioned, it also has different homages. Like the third print was Scream. So yeah, man, I'm also digging the story, and I was mentioning this yesterday on Newbie Show how I can't see how this can just be wrapped up in 5 issues. I feel like there's a lot more story to be told.
Yeah,
it just feels like even though
it really does feel like they could do a sequel.
Yeah, it just feels like there's more to it. And the thing is, here's a weird thing: there's a free comic book day issue for this series coming out. So that leads me to believe that there's got to be more to this. Why would they put a free comic book day issue for a series that just wrapped up? So
they're probably gonna go do like Kanto did. Like miniseries is gonna end, and then here comes another one, and
I mean, I'm all for it. Like, I've enjoyed the read. It's definitely it hits that.
Yo, don't talk about issue 3, man. Like, don't.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, I think issue 3, like you just mentioned, is probably the one that hits you in the feels.
Yo,
you read it.
Oh yeah.
I cuddled with my dog the whole night, man.
It's definitely. And dude, issue 4, not for nothing, kind of ratcheted things up. If you thought issue 3 was kind of gut wrenching, issue 4 didn't make it easy. So, yeah, but it's definitely it's an interesting take on especially with the art style, it's a very all dogs go to heaven as kind of art style, but it's nowhere near that. It doesn't have that same G rating at all. It's far. So.
I mean,
Stray Cat.
It has been a phenomenal read though, and man, it's gonna be disappointing when it ends because I really like it. So.
I have a hard time believing it's going to end. I'm just thinking that Free Comic.
Yeah, I feel like there's more too.
Yeah.
So. We'll just have to wait and see what they come out with down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Looks like we got 2 more for today. Got another Mr. Key Issues pick here. I love this pick, bro. I love this pick.
Oh no.
He gets scared every time.
Oh, final.
Like, oh god, what did I pick?
I don't even know what I pick half the time.
Right?
So this is one of those books that it's Image. Pretty sure it's Image. Yeah, it's Image. It's just out there, man. It's like the solicitation is straight up like an unsettling tale of psychopath, sweet love, and a serial killer named Walter. I don't know what to make of that. And it has me intrigued immediately. And then I obviously jumped ahead to solicitation for issue 2, and I'm like, okay, trying to part where this could go. It just seems like a wild ride, so I'm picking up this first issue just to kind of see what's up. And I mean, that cover is just weird. And it looks like something down my alley.
Gotta try to find the cover A out of LCS this week because I picked up this cover, which is cover B, because it's awesome. But now I want both because like you got one with the mask and one without the mask. Well, this bear head or whatever.
Right, I love that. I love the mask. Like it sells it for me. I was probably going to grab it anyway whenever Keys told me about it and everything. But I saw it with the mask and everything. I was like, oh, okay, I probably need that mask too.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you could wear that if ever you decide to actually not use the FaceTime logo.
Once I get some fucking internet that works, we might be able to pull that off. Yeah, this is definitely on my pull list. I love the new horror series that have been coming out, so I pretty much give all of them a try. And this is right in the same vein, so I'm definitely going to check it out.
Solid.
Right, last pick, and I saved this one for a special reason because I love this fucking cover.
Well, I thought because you were going to say because I picked it.
Well, it's probably all of our picks at some point. I think everybody's probably grabbing it.
Yes. I can't disagree.
Yeah, Kevin Eastman has killed it on these last 2 B covers for sure. I mean, the Eastman covers are really a pickup regardless, but the last 2 have been fucking epic. So, in this one and the last one. I love this cover. It's an automatic pickup. You didn't know anything about the story, just seeing the cover, I would have to grab it.
And this is a case where this is another example where I find that the Eastman cover outshines the 1 in 10, which it's always odd when an open order variant outshines the ratio. So, yeah.
Unless they switch it on you like they did with Carnage, the Eastman. That
I was so
shit out of me.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
No.
I did not buy that actually, even when I had a chance, just out of principle, just because I did not like the shenanigans that Marvel kind of pulled with that kind of.
So I had pulled
like the same way.
I had pulled like 8 copies, and then I got stuck with the other ones. I'm like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. You went heavy on that supposed Eastman cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I think I grabbed like 3 of them, and under the premise that they were going to be in covers, and then, needless to say, I was not happy about that shit.
Yep.
But what can you do? I mean, that's the industry that we play in sometimes.
Yeah. If we're still talking, the
all right, guys. So that's our show.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah.
There's also a series that's coming out this week. I think it's called Good Luck Number 1. It's got that 7 Secrets vibe.
Oh. Yep.
Is anyone getting on that?
Yeah, it's on my. Yep, it's on my pools. I'm definitely grab it.
I am taking a wait and see approach. I'm gonna.
Rest of you guys?
I'm gonna not be the guinea pig on this one. I'm gonna wait to see what others kind of how they feel about it before
I'm always
think of. Yeah, that's true. I mean, but yeah, I'll probably wait to hear from you guys to see what you guys thought of the issue before I pick up that issue one.
Oh yeah, I'm picking that up. That's straight goods.
Of course. 7 Secrets of Ivan Keys was sold.
That's it. That's yeah.
But
Love that
this
series.
This is where I kind of warn people. Like, keep in mind, 7 Secrets also had Tom Taylor behind it, so you know that's why I'm like I don't know this writer that's behind this book. I never really heard of this name before, so for that reason, I mean, I get the premise. It could be like 7 Secrets, but I think if the writing is shit, then I mean that kind of
no, for sure.
So that's why I'm
we'll see.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking a wait and see approach on this one.
Yeah,
for sure.
All
right, guys.
Comment.
I know, Marvel. I'm fooling myself.
I just wanted to put that up there to go ahead and get out of here on just to remind Hyper that he's gonna be picking this up at some point.
I like to think I have strong will for these things, but sometimes I'm just weak.
But yeah, I mean, that's our show for this week. Here, I definitely want to take the chance to thank Black Crown for us and to throw it over to him first and foremost to let us know what he's got going on in the future, what his plans are, where we can find him, all that good stuff.
Well, you can find me on Instagram, blackcrown_comics. Follow. I do plan on coming back, spending more time on the tube. Guys, anytime you're going to have me, I'm there. And yeah, man. Let's keep this growing, man. I had a great time tonight, and it was real cool.
Yeah, it definitely won't be the last time.
Being here.
Yeah, definitely won't be the last time we'll be seeing you.
Yep, sounds good,
right? Man. Hyper, what you got coming up? Because I know you ain't got shit.
Thanks. As Face alluded to, I have nothing going on the YouTube channel. I still have only 2 videos. Maybe you guys, I mean, based on the chat, I might have a 3rd video in the works based on some of the suggestions I just got. But we'll see. But yeah, you can follow me on hyper.combo.comics on IG, where I try to post, all things comics and sometimes pop culture. And then I guess my next appearance will be on Newbie's show tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. And then we'll do it all over again Sunday for a new comic book day and spec show, and Monday on Face's channel. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
For sure. Keys, where we finding you at, bro?
Find me in the streets. No, I'll be on this show.
I could have guessed
every
that.
Monday. Wow. Find me at your local Mickey D's, eat some chicken chickens. A few videos coming out on my YouTube channel. Yeah, bro, of course. Actually, one of these videos is actually A-OK I received from Face. Finally putting that up. I've been sitting on that for a minute. Yeah. There's another video. I'll mention that one later. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's awesome being back. It's been a little while since this is spectated.
And listen, I want to put it out there.
I
want to put it out there because I see some of my fellow vultures in the chat.
I see that too.
Yeah. Listen, invites there.
We appreciate them joining us tonight.
Black Crown made the step. He made the step and he joined us. So if any of you guys want to, come on and join us for some comic talk, doors open.
Yeah, definitely. Hit me up, hit Hyper up, let us know, and we'll get you on here for sure. All right, guys. That's it for tonight. So we're going to go ahead and let you get out of here. We appreciate you all joining us. If you haven't already, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and the like button, all that good stuff. And have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see you again next week. Peace.
Peace.
Later, guys.